Okay, you were not around yesterday.
Yeah, that's why I'm raising a procedural issue.
Okay.
Chair, the norm of Parliament is that whatever someone reads, he lays and you go.
She's going to lay.
I'm going to lay.
She's just giving a brief introduction about what we agreed on yesterday. I'm sure she's going to move document by document.
To lay one by one?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And then we committed to providing clarification on the expenditure of the 24 billion. So, Honorable Chair.
29 billion. 29.5.
29.5. Okay, so all clarification to do with accounts, and head of accounts can come in to speak to them. Honorable Chair.
Please receive.
I beg to lay.
What are you laying? You read what you're laying. You first give her to be on record.
So, Honorable Chair, I'm providing documentation to clarify on issues of accountability raised yesterday regarding the ministerial financial statements.
Okay.
I beg to lay. Thank you, Honorable Alswaga. I am laying down clarification on the procurement plan, but also breaking down the relation to the budget released to the ministry at the time. I beg to lay. I beg to lay. This is the detail of projects under rural electrification, where we had what we termed as abandoned projects, but we are going to speak to these further. This is the list of judgments that create the contingent liabilities. I beg to lay. Thank you. This is the report of the Auditor General for the work in progress that Honorable Masaba emphasized for the additional payment made to Meme. This is the release of the buyout amount as communicated by the Minister of Finance at the time. I beg to lay. And finally, this is the list of mineral royalties that were remitted to beneficiaries during financial year 24-25, showing the districts but also the individual beneficiaries. I beg to lay. Chairman, Honorable, thank you very much.
You said you're going to speak to them, or that?
We will. Do we go into the clarifications in the details? Because we thought we were laying as guided.
Chair, I think before she can go into the details, let us first be availed with copies.
Now I have here before me Petroleum Supplies Department Plan. Financial year 2024-24. Who wants to speak to this? I thought you have a copy.
Honorable Chair, the way we perceived the guidance yesterday is that would lay the documentation and proceed to rural electrification. So that's how we came organized.
Agreed, but you know, when you supply such, for example, yesterday I asked for the procurement plan. Is this the procurement plan?
We have given the extensive one, yes, Honorable Chair.
Where the procurement plan? Come here and help me. Honorable Swaka.
Yes,
yesterday
Chair.
You were not around.
Yes, that's why I'm raising some issue. Some of the documents don't have signatures. They are just printed. We are not saying they are. You never know, NASA Road is near. So maybe where there are no signatures, the PS. Otherwise, some of these projects, like the abandoned ones, most of those documents, they are not signed. You peruse through, you will see. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Swaka. Yesterday, when I was concluding, I made this statement. I said, feel free to submit as requested or you may also not submit. The conclusions and recommendations are going to be made by us. Now, if you choose not to submit the right information, I want to assure you it is, it may be at your disadvantage, PS. Yesterday, I hope this is, because this is what you failed to explain yesterday. You failed to explain the 132 million on accrued revenue. You failed to explain the over expenditure of 160 million on domestic areas. You failed to explain why you spent over and above your budget by 20 billion. I hope these documents you submitted answer to that. You failed to explain the 463 billion meme balance. You failed to explain the 29.5 billion for non-implemented activities, and you failed to explain the 7.2 billion on what you called the 2 series expenditure, and several other misstatements in the accounts. Plus the 241, the 71 billion items you acquired on credit and they could not be shown in your accounts. 71 billion. So I hope what you've submitted answers to that. I'm going to ask my technical team to look through this and see whether these documents answer to this. As I proceed with this meeting on matters to do with REA, matters to do with rural electrification, I need a feedback from you, and that we get and move on a proper with informed decision. Thank you very much, PS. Kindly proceed.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Chair, with your permission, can you guide whether we can be availed copies of the documents submitted?
Let the technical team first look through what they've submitted. I'll guide accordingly when we are dealing with it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we have availed a number of documents for rural electrification. I want to confirm that members now have the status on performance of the rural electrification program, which will be the opening, and then we can, with your guidance, go to the financial statements. I have availed, you requested that we start with, you required...
Among the documents you submitted now?
No, the reports that we've handed over to the clerk earlier. The reports, responses.
The members have received the responses? Okay. Where's mine? Where's mine? JB.
Did you
no,
share?
Give this one to
share?
to look.
Did you share?
Members, do you have copies of the responses? What do you have before you?
Where are the copies?
No. This is what we'll. Is this what you're talking about? No. This is what we'll deal with. This is part of the today's work.
The report. I'm done.
But Chair.
Kindly, is this what you're talking about?
No, Chair, I was talking about a report of rural electrification, the status report.
Where is
Members have you have it?
No, those are the financial statements and the
that's
update.
what we want.
Can we have a copy?
Yes. You bring, we take photos.
Chair.
Yes.
I can see the team that never slept. We skipped to print out this copy for the committee. No,
You have one copy?
I do have several. I have one copy.
Give us one copy. How many do you have? JB,
We do have
you
the
can do
soft
a favor to
copies.
my members, and
Yeah.
they run through it.
Should give Piero you.
They focused on the financials and forgot the update.
I don't want financial.
Let them. But PS, we still have a week here to go. Always think about this team, eh?
We do each.
Because you can't bring a copy for you only, and you've come to interact with the members here.
Apologies, Chair. I think the focus was on the financials, and they forgot what seemed to be a small report.
I like the way you like your team. You always want to plead
I
with
deal
for
with
them.
them after. And they know.
They know. They shouldn't continue making you look like that. You team members, please make our PS look good. Okay? They intended to embarrass her, eh? Is that the intention? PS.
Do you intend to embarrass
Is it an intention to embarrass the PS?
PS? Who is responsible? You know, I told you as PLO, we just speak.
Honorable Waluswaka, kindly switch off that microphone.
Sorry, Chair.
Yes. We are not going to chair the meeting together. So, PS, now, as we wait for the copies, can you take us through generally about the general matters to do with, because these members are mainly concerned about power distribution in their villages. Kindly tell us through as we wait for that one.
Okay, so thank you, Honorable Chair, for that consideration. Just speaking from yesterday's discussion, where Honorable Silas referred to the merger of the Rural Electrification Agency, we want to report that he referred to a $500 billion that was transferred to the ministry.
It was billion shillings?
Billion shillings.
Yes.
Billion shillings. And we want to clarify that indeed that money was meant to materialize in form of the annual budgeting for the ministry.
Yes.
So the ministry commenced the operations direct running of the rural electrification program in 2022, financial year 22-23. And at that point we received about 52 billion. And the subsequent year 23-24 we received 69 billion.
Go slow.
2022-23 under GOU we received 52 billion.
Yeah. And under
Rural Electrification Government of Uganda.
Yes, but
Yes.
the donor money?
Yes, now for the donor money, at about that time we had about 160 external financing. We might not give the entire external because we had captured the GEO. You just show the decline from 2021-22 to 2022-23.
You know, PS, much of the money for REA was donor money. And when Honorable Silas was talking about the 500 billions, that was money, and you know donor money, it's borrowed money. Money which was already committed to REA projects. And we all know where the projects were. Now, when you took over, you abandoned those projects. Now, Honorable Silas was following up on money. You had the money, you abandoned the projects across the country. That's what we want you to speak to.
Honorable Chair, we will start with the status of the abandoned projects, and you will note that the bulk of them were Government of Uganda and are not the donor-funded projects.
Okay.
Yes. So allow us, therefore, to go to the status of these projects one by one,
Yeah.
if okay.
No, you are completing
I
the
was
monies.
completing the
Please
GOU.
complete the money. The money is per financial, then we go back to the status.
Yes. So for the GOU,
2023,
24, it was 69 billion. 24, 25, 65 billion. 23, 24 is 69 billion. 24, 25 is 65 billion. 25, 26 is 35 billion. And with additional engagement of Parliament for 26, 27, we were able to get allocated 161 billion. Recall on average, rural electric 161
That is this financial year.
This financial year. Recall that rural electrification on average was getting about 130 billion. So we are back to that level given the demand. Now, Honorable Chair, allow me invite the Commissioner of Rural Electrification to quickly run us through each of the projects. We'll demonstrate how much was under each project in terms of the donor funding for the different components, if okay.
You tell us, you've given us the monies as per are these warrants or appropriations?
Warrants.
Warrants. And what was the burden in terms of the inherited projects, GOU?
So on the government of Uganda side, the burden, when we computed, went into a tune of about 300 billion Ugandan shillings.
300 billion?
About,
That's
yes.
What you needed
Yes.
to complete the projects.
Those projects, yes.
And over the years, you've received a total of less than, this is 52, 69, 65, 35. And we cannot assume that all this is going to
Cause there
only those projects.
not only those projects, because we will demonstrate later with this industrialization driver, each time we have a new industry, the ministry is required to take power to the industry. For example, we have just supported Inspire Coffee
How I wish
Africa.
that microphone is near you.
For example, we've just supported Inspire Coffee Africa. So it's not that this entire budget went to the original projects. We had to quickly intervene in some of these industrialization projects, and we'll talk about them under the SMEs component.
Okay, now talk about the inherited projects from RARE.
Thank you.
They are both lanes. There is one that beginning with the donor funded, then you end with the GOU.
With the due respect, Honour Chair, Madam PS has a commissioner for finance here. They are only talking of government of Uganda.
Honorable Speaker, kindly hold your fire. Please, we dealt with this. Try to follow. There is a time I will be with you 100%. And this is for your own benefit.
So, Honorable Chair, as we go through each of the projects, we'll highlight the commitment in terms of funding, if you allow. Okay, so allow me invite the Commissioner of Rural Electrification to quickly summarize those projects, Honorable Chair.
Chair and members, at the time that RARE was mainstreamed, it had 5 projects donor funded and 3 projects which were funded by government of Uganda. I want to take you through one by one.
Yes.
One of the projects that was donor funded is Uganda Rural Electrification Access Project, and we call it UREP. This project was financed by African Development Bank. And at the time that we received this project, it had 11 lots. Lots, we call them, we group a number of schemes in 2 lots. So it had 11 lots, and 6 of them had been completed, and 5 were still ongoing at the time. We have since completed this project. It closed on 31st March 2026, and at closure, we managed to construct 1,700 kilometers of medium voltage, 2,646 kilometers of low voltage. These are networks where people pick power. We managed to extend a marine cable 6 kilometers to Kalangara, and then install 981 distribution transformers where people can pick power from. That's one of the projects which was successfully completed on 30. Yes, please. 2,646 kilometers. And then the other project is the bridge the demand supply balance gap through the accelerated rural electrification project.
Can you repeat that one?
Where we are calling it sub-county project. So, but in the long name is bridge the demand supply balance gap through the accelerated rural electrification program. This program or project.
Procedure, Chair.
Yes.
Honorable Chair, I am raising a matter of procedure on the presentation. I think it would be procedural right for us to have copies of the document.
Honourable members, I'm running copies. In any minute, very soon they are going to be with you. Kindly try to listen in. They are running them. You know what she experienced. Please bear with her for now.
This Chair, through you, Chair, I beg that you direct and guide the accounting officer, because we are still with her for the next 2 or 3 days. When we get these documents in advance and they are prepared in several copies, we also get time to peruse through. It is not just a matter of bombarding us with these documents. When they bombard us with these documents, their intention is very clear. It's not for us to appreciate and peruse through them. Otherwise, as they are going through as he's going through the computer, yes, some of us, we are slow. We are not at the same pace like you, Chair. So, when we get this let them try as much as possible to avail us these documents on time, to enable us peruse through and appreciate them for a better interaction. I beg through Chair that you direct them. They avail these documents in advance, at least 2-3 hours. If you had got them there yesterday, by now we'd be fine. But
Thank you, Honourable Member. Much appreciated. But we have these documents before us. We have all the Auditor General's reports. And I want to tell you, members, if you want any particular report, come to my office. I have this gentleman. JB, where are you? Raise up your head, your hand. This gentleman, anytime about any project, you reach out to him. We have the documents with us. Now, this is extra information required by us yesterday to say tomorrow we need to be comfortable that this ministry is doing something about rural electrification. So this is not part of the audit queries we are handling. Okay, what they are providing now. They are providing us general information for our own consumption. So it was not a mandatory report they were supposed to bring. But yesterday we required that tomorrow we shall begin. We give 30 minutes for rural electrification, and they tell us what they are doing. We tell them what is on ground, on our side. So honorable members, bear with me for those 30 minutes. We are going to delve into, for example, they have talked about one of the projects they've talked about it. It's one on the menu, Europe. It's what we are going to be going through. We have the reports with us. Maybe the responses about the Auditor General's reports. Those ones I really want to, for quite a long time I've been here. The accounting officer comes with those responses when they are coming, and we interact on the Auditor General's reports. So for any other documents that you think, Madam PS, that will be very instrumental for the committee, you've heard the honorable member, that you know this will help us. Honorable Waluswaka.
Chair.
How am I going to manage this meeting with?
Chair, it's not about management. Honorable Chair, sorry, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the matter we are raising, sometimes our auditor might have not looked at what the PS is presenting. Some people are good at books of accounts.
Waluswaka,
Let me
kindly, this is for your benefit. Unless you want me to close this chapter and we leave it, we go to the audit queries.
Chair.
If that is what you want, I can close this. We go to the audit queries. That is what we are supposed to be doing.
Chair, if you want to close, and this is the chapter where the villagers like me are interested in.
But they are giving you information. You're interjecting.
Members are saying the copies.
Honorable Chair.
Yes, kindly continue.
Maybe just a request here.
No.
For future use. Just a request for future use. As you may be aware, we have been provided with gadget for electronic submission. So in future, in case of such difficulties, we could be supplied electronically such that we can easily follow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that is helpful. That's a better arrangement. I think going forward, you push over the document to the clerk, so that because these members have the documents. Kindly share the soft copies to the clerk. The clerk can pass over to the members. Members, you can utilize your iPads. I think actually that one will even save us from stationery if it's the working approach that we are adopting. Thank you. Honorable Waluswaka and honorable members, let us wait for Abdon to submit on what they are doing. Then I'm going to give you time to ask about your respective constituencies. Then when we do that, I don't want to spend the whole day on this. I don't. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you.
Waluswaka.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The second project, as I said, is bridge the demand-supply balance gap through the accelerated rural electrification program, and most of us know it as a sub-county project. This project was we sourced funds from Exim Bank of China, and the cost is US dollars 212 million US dollars. This project was implemented and successfully closed on 3rd April 2024. At the time of closure, we delivered 3,202 kilometers of medium voltage, 6,827 kilometers of low voltage, 1,744 distribution transformers, and 180 new electricity connections. So that project was successfully.
Can you repeat the numbers?
Medium voltage is 3,202 kilometers. Low voltage that were delivered is 6,000.
Honorable Chair, those, now that you've received the report, that's on page 5 at the top.
Page 5?
At the top.
Okay. Kindly let's proceed.
Thank you, PS. The third project, which is 3.3 in that report, is World Bank ERT3. This project, at the time we received it, we had closed only 14 lines out of 21. This project has also successfully been closed. The last line was Arua Yumbe Moyo, which was successfully closed this year. And at the time of closing, we delivered 2,025 kilometers of medium voltage, 2,956 kilometers of low voltage, and installation of 1,243 transformers. And the details of the entire scope is provided in Annex 2, Table 2, which has been shared as a soft copy. So the project number 4 is financed by Kuwait. It is a small project whose cost was 11.5 million US dollars. And on page 6, it had 2 lots. One was lot A, construction of rural electrification schemes in Chiriandongo, Chivale, Nebi, and Guru districts. This component was closed a long time ago in December 2022. Lot B, which was electrification of schemes in Bushenyi, Mitoma, Rukunjiri, Kasese district. This one, the contractors got financial challenges during COVID. We retendered this, and Chair, this is part of the standing polls that we are talking about, and the contractors are on ground implementing this Lot 1B, which was abandoned by contractors at that time.
Is that where you invited the speaker to? That is a different one.
No, that's scale up. It is a different one.
Okay.
We'll get there. The other project, which is 3.5, is also a small one. Grid densification project funded by KFW. This one also has successfully closed and we installed 321 transformers, or call them schemes. Now, 3.6 looks at the government of Uganda projects that were inherited. 3.61, this is a construction of Mzizi B substation in Chatelekera, Kagadi district, and evacuation line for Bukinda and Ruwankusi main hydro projects in Chibare district. This project was also closed, and the last part was commissioning of the substation, which was done in August 2024. So this project is operational. The other project, which was financed by GOU, is rural electrification projects funded by package 8A. We call it 8 lots. 8 lots means there is lot 1, 2, 3 up to 8. So at the time we received this project, it was ongoing and progressing. 4 contracts has since been fully closed, and 2 lots have faced challenges because of contractors running out of having financial challenges. These 2 lots also speak to standing polls. We have since retendered these 2. We have contractors on ground and implementing these projects. And there is an annex there, Table 6, which gives details of where these two projects are. Then we have rural electrification projects funded by GOU Package 4A. This one is ongoing. We have not finished this. And the challenge is the financing gap, because we have not had enough funds to pay contractors, so that the way these rural electrification projects are done, the contractors does the work, then he comes and says, I have finished this. Gives you a bill, you pay. When you don't pay, it doesn't proceed. So we have had a challenge here, but last quarter, the money we received, we have paid, and the contractors have mobilized to continue.
Where is it implemented?
This one is in eastern Uganda mainly.
Which district?
Busia, Namayingo, Namayingo, those are the districts I remember. Tororo, Mbare, I think Manafa, those are the districts I remember, if I go there, in that.
Senior?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the procedure I'm raising is in respect of yesterday's agreement. Because yesterday you guided that today we are speaking to the people, and they should come with a list of the beneficiary districts to know where they are working, where they have abandoned, where they have completed, such that we see how we can follow up as members of parliament.
So for that case, kindly go back to project 2.
Chair, this one speak to annexes, so if
kindly use the microphone to tell the people of Uganda which projects were in
this one speaks to annexes, and there is a table.
Abdon,
yes,
open
Chair.
that document. Tell us which districts were the two, which contractors, and they were working where. 3.62. Those contractors that abandoned the works, and where were they implementing the projects? Thank you, Honorable James.
Engineer Guru.
Thank you.
Where is the problem? Where is the problem?
Engineer Guru, can you open for me that annex? I read through. Just the annex.
Maybe the engineer was not following. You come here, engineer. Closer here. It is warmer here. The spaces are.
Let me the annex. Two annex 6.
First of all, tell us the 4 contracts which were completed. Where are they? We're on 3.62.
It's opening.
Are you sure the engineer knows what you've asked him to do?
4 roads. It's 4 roads.
Chair, as the engineer at the list, why doesn't the maybe accounting officer tell us which project is that came and planted poles in our constituencies and didn't put
Those are the ones. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that is going to tell us that, you know, the contractor was so,
4 lots.
But Chair.
Now, Chair, now I want to go on record. Ours not yet complete, so you let them bring it.
Don't worry.
Chair.
I'm coming.
Chair,
Table 6.
at least for you they planted the poles. For me, 3 sub-counties, air supply.
Honorable Swalswaka, you're going to state that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Table 7.
Abdon, you look like you're so determined to take away my minutes.
No.
Okay, speak off cuff. You have been working on these projects.
Yes. So
Tell us, the project was
One of the
implemented,
projects-
126 billion.
one of the projects which is being done by Hasso Engineering is in Tororo.
Abdon, beginning with A, the 4 projects that were completed. Well, you don't know them?
What is 3?
Mr. Chair, I'm still on what we agreed. When we change the goalposts, then it doesn't become palatable for us. Through you, Mr. Chair, through you, I want your attention, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, when you look at 3.4, he says in Lukunjiri, Mitoma, the contractors have resumed since. We want to know which districts have they resumed? Have they resumed in every district? Then, he has been speaking and showing us the annexes. Mr. Chair,
I know that's where your interest is.
Mr. Chair, one minute. He has been waving the annexes, but he's failing to read the annexes. Is it fair? Now, that's why I want, let him really be fair to us. Let him read his let him speak to the paper that he has presented.
Okay, thank you very much. On Abdon, we are on. Okay, beginning with the Rukunjiri, Mitoma, and Kasese schemes that you said that have been resumed. Who is the contractor?
City Harvest.
City
Harvest.
City Harvest. City Harvest is the new contractor or the
That's
one?
the retendered contractor.
The retendered contractor, City Harvest. Yes. Have they resumed? Tell the people of Rukunjiri,
Yes,
Mitoma.
they have resumed.
That is one contractor?
Yes.
Dealing with Bushenyi, Mitoma, Rukunjiri, and Kasese. Okay, members who are coming from that side, consult with the team. Consult with the teams behind Kasese. Let me know whether there is any work from the contractor is on.
City Harvest.
City Harvest.
And I was there myself.
You are there yourself to.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go to 3.6A. Which projects were completed that you're talking about?
So 4 lots, we have GOU lot A. We have
completed
in Namayumba, yes. We have Nabinyonyi 1, Nabinyonyi 2, Chikalu Village, Chikalu Trading Center. We have Burafa Trading Center. We have Chigarama 2 Trading Center, Chigarama 2 Trading Center, Nawasangwa Trading Center.
Abdon, you read me the districts. You said this was in this district.
This is Namutumba.
Namutumba. How many lines do you have?
All these ones I was still in Namutumba.
Now you've chosen to read me all the lines as they move.
Yes.
No. Tell me that in Namutumba I have this number of kilometers.
Oh, they are not disaggregated here.
You can't know.
I disaggregate when I finish, because when the project is finished, I do what we call as built drawings. How many poles have been planted, how many kilometers.
No. They do that at design, sir.
No, at the end.
At design.
Well, at the design is an estimate.
Okay. Proceed.
Yes.
Proceed. The fourth. You've done one, Namutumba. The other one, which district?
Iganga.
Iganga.
Then Lot 2A, it is 2 districts.
Yes, those are 2 districts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Lot 2A, I have Jinja.
Where in Jinja?
I have Buama, Karuku, Itanda Falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to another district.
And then the other district is Busia.
Busia.
This
Where in Busia?
Buembe. 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 Bumurimba. Bumirambiko.
That's okay. Move to another district.
The other district is, that's Road 2A. 3A is Budaka.
Budaka.
And in Budaka we have Mukanga village, Mateje, Matili, Budensi, and many others. Then we have...
But Abdon, how come they are the same projects in Scale Up, Europe?
I think...
what you're reading is what is in Europe.
No, Chair. No.
You're going to force me when we go to Europe. I'm going to force you and you're going to read the same things.
That's fine. They can't be the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Because we can go and trace this project.
Yes.
So you have Tororo.
Tororo.
Bugwara. Nabiyonga. Musata. Gaba. Nyamirongo.
Nyamarongo. District.
Yes. Okay. Then 4A. We have Mbarara. In Mbarara, we have Kachwampare, we have Kahoma, we have Nutri Dairy Factory.
Next lot.
And the other district is Mubende. We have Kisojo.
Where in Mubende, Kisojo?
Yes. We have Nyangabo TC, Mpasana TC, Akarama TC. Then we have Ruwer, is a mechanical and engineering training center.
Are those villages, towns in Mubende?
No, this is Ruwer.
Huh?
Ruwer.
I said where in Mubende?
Oh. I just see coverage areas. Kisojo, TC.
Kisojo.
Nyangabo, TC.
Bunyangabo ni Mubende?
Nyangabo. NYA.
There's a problem there. Move to the next district.
Nyangabo.
That is not in Mubende.
And Mitiana. Bukanaga village.
Yeah.
This one is difficult.
Chikubanchima
village. We have Omuntura village.
Omuntura in Mitiana?
Yes.
Okay, move.
We have Kabale. We have one scheme. Nyacharo village. We have Chiboga, one scheme. Rwamata. We have Kamwenge. Vigodi village. We have Ibanda.
So those are the ones that were the 4 lots that were completed. Now, which are the 2 lots that stalled? The 2 lots that stalled.
Yeah, this what I'm reading is 4A lots, not 8 lots. I am on 3.6.3.
I told you to read 3.6.2.
We can go there. Yeah, we can go there.
So what you've been reading is on the 4 lots.
Yes.
that is the 75 billion. And here you said this is work in progress.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yes.
This is work in progress.
Yeah.
You had only limited. You're only limited with the funding.
So
Honorable Kaberuka was specifically interested in this one. The 2 lots where the contractors faced COVID. Yet during COVID, they said that the contractors can continue to work.
Financial challenge. They got a financial
challenges.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us who are the contractors that got COVID?
There was Global Comoro.
Global?
Comoro.
Global Comoro.
And Mutiko.
And Mutiko. Okay. But the story I heard about Mutiko was working in my area. The story is that when they heard that Ray has been closed, they also took off. It was not COVID.
They had issues.
Eh?
They had
financial
issues.
Funding issues.
Yes.
So which were the affected districts?
Chair, let me go there. I know what he needs.
But then I don't understand, PS. You say these contractors do work and they tell you and you pay parts they've done. So is it them that got financial challenge or it is the government that got financial challenges? Who got financial challenges?
So for these 2 contractors, they were unable to even advance to being able to raise a certificate. Because for you to do that work, you must invest and then complete the work, submit a certificate for payment. So due to their funding challenges, they never progressed. And we considered them as liquidated, and that's why we went ahead to get new contractors.
So can I meet the directors in this meeting?
Sure.
Is it possible?
It is.
So that we meet the directors. Clark, we'll see whether in our program we'll have interaction with the Mutiko.
Exactly.
And the Global Comoro. See whether we can have, if it is 30 minutes with them, they can tell us a different story from yours. So which were the affected districts?
So, Chair, let me read for you this. So that this was Mutiko, which was a lot.
Is it a procedure?
8 lots, lot 1 that we have retendered, and the current contractor is Winner Global. Winner Global. And
Honorable Waluswaka.
no, it's a different company.
Honorable Waluswaka, seek permission from the chair. Yesterday we had a very beautiful meeting while you were away. Please help us to move.
So these are the district chair. Sembabule, Churuhura, Ryantonde, Mpiji, Kasanda, Chenjojo, Chegegwa, and Mityana.
So those are the affected districts?
Yes.
Now we assume they have lines?
Do we have a contractor and is going on well?
There is a contractor now working?
Yes, we have retendered. The contract was signed in September last year and is on ground. We have just completed factory acceptance tests for materials imported and is progressing.
Oh, so the people have not experienced, we are still in the factory level? Because among the districts you mentioned,
yes,
you mentioned Nikasanda.
Yes, 37
and Nikasanda, that is my line that they started building in 2018. Isn't it what you're talking about, or that's a different one?
Well, it should be the one. This is... so
they've not come on ground, they are still in the factory testing.
I can read you a few villages here. I have Namiringa TC.
That is the one.
Yeah.
But there is no work going on.
No.
I can assure you, Abdon. You're still in the factory?
Chair, I think I need to come there with my contractor.
Abdon, I can assure you, at least there I'm coming from there. I heard about Winner Global
Yes.
last time during elections.
Yeah.
After that, they've not come back.
Chair, I can assure you this one will be done. And the contractor is moving.
Now, I think that goes with what Honorable Kaberuka was saying, that you're telling a different story from what is on the ground. So can you tell us, because now you're talking to those people who want power now. When you tell them they're factory testing, not much we don't know what it means.
Yes.
Chair, information.
Yes.
Chair, I think.
Let me first have Honorable Kaima. Then
maybe
okay, procedure.
Yeah, Chair, I don't think we are proceeding right.
Now you've made the ruling.
No, I'm not making the ruling.
You've made the ruling. Then
okay.
Tell us how we are not proceeding right.
Yes, I want to tell you how I feel we are not proceeding right. The engineer in front of us told us these contractors are on ground and the line they are working. When you challenged him, he says, I sought the on ground. So, Chair, are we proceeding right with an engineer who is reading us a document? We think he is authentic and he owns it. He has researched or is sure of what he's saying when he's not sure. Because I expected him to stand his ground and say this contractor is on ground. Now, should we go on to believe what he's telling us? Surely, Chair.
Abdon, you know, that's a challenge. We actually not proceeding well. The reason why I asked the person from Kasese to cross-check with the Kasese, the reason why I asked somebody from Rukunjiri to cross-check with the Rukunjiri, the reason was simple, to say what you're saying is what is actually on ground. Now, do we proceed to inform you now? Because it seems what you're reading that is not according to what is on the ground. I'm giving you, that is my line, that is where I come from. I have been crying for that line, the one of Kasanda you're talking about, all along. PS have come to your office severally. There's no engineer I've not talked to about that line. Now, if you gave the contractor was on ground last year in September, as you said, now we are in August. That should have been work completed by now, because what was left was to put the transformers. Okay? What was left was to put the transformers and connections. Now, I want to inform you, the contractor is not on ground. And it looks like it's the same story from, I've seen Honorable Frederick raising up his hand, seems the same story. Now, Abdon, you're going to end there. Okay? Now let me give you my members to tell you the stories. I'm also going to give them 20 minutes. Members, don't take too long. Tell them the story about power in your area, what is the situation. Abdon, take note. Sometimes you always ignore.
I do, by the way. I do, but
please take note.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to spend the entire day here on this.
Chair, if you allowed me, I would put the record straight. For instance, City Harvest is in Rukunjiri, and they are progressing well. They have planted poles. I am moving closely with the Honorable Minister. He can testify that City Harvest is in Rukunjiri.
Isn't that the land that goes to Renshama? Isn't that the line?
Confirm.
I've been there in Rukunjiri, and people were decrying.
Honorable Chair.
So let's move. I'm going to, Abdon, accept I move to this side.
That's okay, Honorable.
Let me begin with the Honorable Kaima here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. according to Rule 180 of our rules of procedure, this committee is supposed to satisfy itself that monies that were appropriated by this parliament to any government entity applies to the purpose for which it was appropriated and supplied. Ministry of Energy calls for bids for contractors to execute works on its behalf. Contractors put in their bids, willingly compete with others, and they awarded contracts. But it is disturbing that these contractors abandoned their work along the way. This means that there are serious issues that these contractors face along with the supervising officers. And in this particular case, the Commissioner for Rural Electrification and perhaps the accounting office. So, Mr. Chair, I want to commend you when you mentioned that some of the contractors who abandoned works should be invited to this committee. It appears there is a lot of frustration on part of contractors, which we need also to look into. So my humble submission is that all those contractors who abandoned their works should be invited. We also hear from them so that we proceed from an informed point of view.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gaima. Honorable Allen, anything from your constituency?
Yes, Chair, I just want to report to the committee that in my constituency, we are not any different. Polls were erected, we don't have lines. In fact, as you observed yesterday, some members didn't come back because of such kind of negligence. So, we, as a committee...
Let's specifically talk about the areas.
Yeah, in Kihungia sub-county, Biso sub-county, Biso town council, they brought these cement poles. They put them, but they didn't put wires. So people don't have power, but they see there was an indication as if they are going to receive power. Now you can imagine the political pressure.
Abdul, can you respond to that? Buhunja, is it
Kihungia sub-county, Biso Bulisa district, Biso sub-county.
And which other?
And the Biso, plus in Ngwedo. There is Biso sub-county and Biso town council. But we even have Ngwedo where there is CPF. The CPF, for them, they have power, but the neighbors don't have power. Even the center doesn't have power. Where the CPF staff go?
Abdul, 1 minute.
No?
Abdul, 1 minute. 1 minute. That's a quick one.
Yes.
The poles are there, concrete ones, no power.
Chair, you will appreciate that I have schemes.
So many.
Of 2,000 transformers.
Yes.
So I may not offhand.
Okay, now kindly take note.
Yes.
Let me move to Wanyama.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Mine is not different. Samia Bugo Central, that is in Busia district. I have 5 sub-counties, and the power extension, I think, should be at 20% in all the sub-counties. Largely, the power was moving up to the sub-county headquarters. Beyond that, and we have very key trading centers in every sub-county with a very huge populations, business booming and all that. So people are saying, without power, actually let me tell you, without power, my coming back is almost not there. And I think for most majority of the members.
And you think Abdul cares whether I don't come back?
I know he doesn't care, but he's funded. He's funded. Let him do his work.
Okay.
We have areas with just poles planted, like he's mentioned. In my place also I have, like in Buluwenge parish, in sub-county. The poles have been there for years. I think over 5 years. In fact, if it was wooden, poles, they would have removed them and used them for cooking.
Thank you.
But
Thank
they
you.
are
The next person is a former chairperson of Natural Resources Committee. I don't need to ask him because they must have settled the problems in his constituency. I can move to the next one. Chair, is there any problem?
Honorable Chair, good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning, colleagues and our visitors. I'm sorry I came in late. My name is Herbert Mandariko, a member of this committee, former chairperson, Environment and Natural Resources. Chair, I would like to benefit of following what is going on first, before I'll request you to make a comment later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. Honourable Chair, I think at an appropriate time I'll share with you and the clerk. Chair, the loan of ADB and the Exim Bank, you remember, Chair, this loan came on the floor in the 10th Parliament. And because we wanted power, we never debated it. And with me here I have all the lines which were designed. And Madam PS, I remember when Joanne and Flavia, those who are coming from Rare. Chair, I have 4 sub-counties.
Please, you put your name.
Which they surveyed, nothing took place. I've gone to Wegulo's place several times. So, no, Chair, with your indulgence, Chair, the sub-county is on record. Now, Anjofu sub-county, Busaba sub-county, Busaba Town Council, and Budumba.
The polls are there.
Nothing. They just went there.
That's why you said that we are better, because you have the polls.
Chair, for you are better. And Chair, I want to end here.
Yes. Tell them your PLU.
No, Chair, you are just talking. And Madam PS, PLOU is not a joke. The Chair and the other members can laugh, but technical officers laugh carefully. Because our people are crying. And indeed, Chair, you are helping us. So on that note, Madam PS and Commissioner,
not those sub-counties.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll give the details to you because they are already designed. The designs are already done.
Thank you,
The issue is implementation, and I beg to move, Chair. I'm escorting my Secretary General, PLOU. We are going to the Kabaka's Matikira. Okay. I'm one of the members, so allow me to leave. But Madam PS, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Thank you very much.
Honorable members, let us move quickly. If we don't move quickly before we know it, these things are alive. You'll get a number of members of parliament who will join in to say things are in their respective constituencies, and you may not stop them. So move quickly.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Once again, I'm Chen Geoffrey, Member of Parliament for Kyoga North, Namolata District. In my constituency, I have 9 sub-counties. So in the 9 sub-counties, I have 2 sub-counties where the poles are there, wires installed, but for the last 4 years, there's been no power. And then we have health centers, sub-counties and schools where there are others, like there are health centers that needs transformer. There are other busy business centers that also need a transformer. When the president went to the district in 2025, he directed, and some teams from Ministry of Energy went, but up to date.
Have you mentioned the sub-counties?
The sub-counties are a Tam Town Council, a Tam Sub-County, Awelo Sub-County, Arochek, Akwon, and Aputi.
All those ones.
Yes, please.
They
so
all
my request is that if those other sub-counties where the poles are there, even the wires, if light power could be on it, that would be good. And then also the L centers.
Honorable moves systematically. You're saying there are sub-counties with poles, no wires.
There are sub-counties with poles and wires, but no power for the last 4 years.
Which sub-counties are those?
Those are the Tam Town Council.
Tam Town Council?
A Tam sub-county.
Tam sub-county. They have poles,
wires,
no transformers.
No transformers, no power.
Very good.
And then we have another 2 sub-counties where we have the sub-county headquarters, the L Center, and one of the busiest business center. And that one, even the president directed that the transformer be put and connection to the L Center and the sub-county headquarters be done, but up to date. The team went from Ministry of Energy, but up to date, nothing has been done.
All right.
That one is Awelo or sub-counties.
Thank you, Honorable.
And then we have a Puti sub-county. That is even where I come from. There are wires 3-phase, but no transformers.
No transformer.
And people cannot connect. That one is a Puti and Akwon on sub-counties. And then lastly, a road check sub-county. That one, there is poles, power, but we even wonder where they were now connecting. It just followed the main road and no connection. No one has connected.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. Let's move to Tororo.
But Honorable Chair, maybe lastly, I would request if it is very difficult for the ministry to intervene in some areas, for instance, like L facility, where they need power, if you could guide me on where we can buy the transformers, then it would help our people. But if not, then we would be failing, because I'm aware in that same facility, the Vice President next month is going there. And it would be the same request. They requested the President.
You've used a lot of time.
Thank you.
You've made your case. They've heard you. I would like to hear Abdon, at least if that health center can receive. There was a transformer project. I don't know whether it is still ongoing. Tororo.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I want to appreciate you for giving this matter time and for the colleagues who've raised these concerns. And this cuts across the country. And that is the beauty about this. However, Chair, I would also want to request you that at an appropriate time, we do an oversight visit to appreciate what is being said here with what is on the ground. Chair, my concern is, yes, we have contractors on the ground. The contractor, fortunately, who was contracted to do work in Tororo, C&J Andis, planted poles. Poles are there, but he also dug pits across maybe what would be constituted as the scope. Those pits have caused accidents to the humans and also to the animals. In some places, people have had to recover those pits. But also, surprisingly, Chair, and I want PS to take this seriously, the scope was presented to the community during the community entry engagement meetings. Presented to them, people got copies of what the scope would look like. Along the way, as the contractor started his work, which is not complete, another scope was presented adjusting the scope. And it is causing mayhem, so we really don't know how you can contract someone to do work which he declares to the public.
Which line is that? In which sub-county?
That is in the whole project.
Which areas is it, so that he can quickly pin down?
Kwapa Town Council, Kwapa Sub-County, Carlisle Sub-County, Apokori Town Council, Malaba Town Council, Morkatipe Sub-County, Osukuru and Kayoro. So the scope has been adjusted and the community is up in arms. So I don't know when the contractor finally will come to do stringing, what problems we will face with those who already have copies of documents like this, which constitutes the scope, distributed to them at entry meetings.
Thank you,
But
Honorable
now
Mura.
they are told it has been adjusted.
Thank
so
you.
let's get clarification as to why the adjustment and whether the adjustment is now appearing here as adjusted resources and where that replanning was done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable James.
Thank you, Chair. One, I want to put it to attention of the accounting officer that REA closed in 2019. Now we are talking of 7 years.
2022.
2022?
2022. I remember.
We had
just finished elections, eh? The mainstreaming, we had just finished elections of 2021.
Okay. The agitation, the agitation for the merger started in 2019, and then the resources were moved in 2022. So when you look at 2022, now 2026, these are 4 complete years. Okay? So in 4 complete years, we are grappling with the projects that had been done at 90%, 70%, 60%. So, accounting officer, there is something that we need to nipple. We need to nipple some holes. There is a problem. Mr. Chair, under Exim Bank, Cheshire sub-county in the Kanguru in the Chinchizi West constituency, Buhoma Town Council, Nyamilama sub-county, and those sub-counties were left, and there's someone called the Yesu or Yesu. So that Jesus came, was sent, and
I beg your pardon?
There is an engineer called Yesu. He's a good man. He came to re-verify. He re-verified and took the report. That's about now 3 years ago. We are here. We are being accused as members of parliament, as government. Exim Bank left. I don't know who took the money. I don't know who did whatever. I need an explanation to those sub-counties. Mr. Chair, on SMEs, I'm happy that the accounting officer has talked of some SMEs like that one of Ntungamo. And there's another one which, after a very serious hurdle in Mpungu, which was done, but various SMEs which had been designed, budgeted, completely, like there is an investor who is leaving Uganda on coffee, is having value addition coffee in Kalangala. And I think everybody has reached there, including one called Irene Mutibwa. Joan Mutibwa has reached at that point. What informs you on when to work on a certain HME? Because I thought there are certain pulling factors, push factors that really push you to do some certain projects. Because those projects that are really giving employment to the people of Uganda should be given high attention to be implemented. Mr. Chair, on the scale-up projects, the scale-up project has caused a lot of doubt.
Honorable, I'm going to go to scale up. It's part of the project we are going to go to. Kindly hold.
So on the ongoing projects, Mr. Chair, through you, I want to implore the accounting officer. Borrowing experience from which I had with the Abdon on Mpungu, there is a need to to have a team that can get out of the offices. If we keep in offices, and I can imagine Abdon is now giving information to us when actually we are not feeding the information.
Exactly.
For example, Rukunjiri is part of me. We have just been, we just got out of Rukunjiri in 2001. And like Bwambara, there is no work going on. Like in Bikurungu, there is no work going on. In Ruhinda, there is no work going on. You are saying in touch with the minister who is also in Kampala. I have also talked to him. He has also his story. I have talked to the woman MP. He has sent me a message. There is a problem. So to avoid that, we need a team that moves out. You cannot manage such projects when you are here in Kampala.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. Can I move? Honorable Anthony, any standing polls in your constituency?
Mr. Chairman, in my constituency, I have 4 sub-counties in my constituency.
Which one are those?
Kawianda Town Council, Kawianda Sub-County, Ruhira Town Council, and Ruborogota Sub-County. The electricity coverage distribution in my constituency is about between 10 to 20%. Power simply comes and ends at the sub-county. The electricity poles that were put up some 3 to 4, 5 years ago, and there are no wires on those electricity poles.
Thank you.
In specifically Rwakakwenda, where we have a health center too, which has a higher attendance than most of the health center cities which we have no power. And the distance between that health center 2 and the nearest health center 3 is about 5 kilometers. So you can see how the people are suffering. In Ruhira Town Council, power simply ends in the town council, and in the surrounding villages which form the hinterland of the town council, there is no power. And we have a lot of coffee production where some coffee harrows would be put there to increase on value addition. So I want to inform the ministry that for us we have an advantage. We have a power, a dam in Kagati. So we do not want your power from Jinja. Just come and tap from the power the dam which we have in Kagati and give us power.
Thank you very much, Anthony. The man tells you that there is a solution.
Yes, and we have also informally talked about it. In just 1 kilometer from Kawianda sub-county, which is a main town council and the headquarters of a constituency, we have a town which is half Kawianda sub-county, which is just about half a kilometer where the former member of parliament was coming from. They just simply see poles, they see wires, but they have no power in their houses simply because there is no transformer. So
thank you, Anthony. I can tell you how it happened. There was a minister here who said he gives them poles, give poles to those members of parliament and promise them that power is coming. That's how those polls sometimes ended up in those constituencies like that. Rono Wanzala, can you quickly make a submission and I move on to the 3 remaining colleagues?
Thank you, Chair. My name's Achiria Grace Wanzala. I'm the Honorable Member of Parliament representing Butembe constituency in Jinja District. Mr. Chair, my story is interesting. Jinja seems to be the oldest district. But maybe because of the cutoff and so on, we are now called rural Jinja. But the power line that is prominent there is the one that was transporting electricity to a certain ginnery. It's the most prominent, which does not drop power into the sub-county. So we have 2 sub-counties mainly. We have Busede and then Kakira Town Council. Now, in the towns, the then minister, who was in energy, did a lot of surveys across the 2 sub-counties. But unfortunately, by the time of implementation of the REA project, he had already left. I think he lost elections. And we had got a privilege. We thought that we are now going to get power in the entire sub-county. The whole sub-county was filled with polls during election time. Once election ended, they disappeared. Am I clear, colleagues? They disappeared. Removed, brought and delivered at the sub-county, trailers and trailers. Then afterwards, after elections, all.
After somebody lost an election?
I don't know whether it is camouflage also, but the places are surveyed. So, one power line that has been...
Where exactly were polls put?
At Busede sub-county.
Busede sub-county.
Yeah.
Busede.
And they were later removed. I can even tell you some of the sub-counties in the neighboring district where they were also removed. So, REA, there was a powerful man later who was working in Shell, late Chayonka. The next power line that is in the next sub-county is the one who funded it himself to support his villages. The others were left. I can state the villages that were surveyed but have never been worked on. Nabiwaulo, we have now a transporting line from Namasiga to the other man's place. All those places are not served. In other words, they are not transformers. Power cannot be dropped.
Thank you, Honorable.
So, Kakira, if you go to Mawoito, the whole place is dark, but near a Madivan factory. You imagine a person moving on light on the side of Madivani and in darkness on the side of the population. So to me, we need to rethink, and I'm going to furnish the Honorable Minister and the PS the details of the villages that were surveyed and the time and the year, because at that time I was a political assistant to the minister.
Thank you.
So I will furnish all that information. Thank you.
Let me have Mukono.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, Chair, I wanted to inquire from the Commission and PS whether they are aware about the government projects called CAIP, that is Community Agriculture Infrastructure Improvement Program. And there is another program called Agriculture Cluster Development Project, ACDP. Kasanda as a district has such 2 projects. In Mukono we have a project in Intunda, and the Ministry of Agriculture partnered with Ministry of Energy and REA in particular to install power in these projects. Remember, money was obtained from World Bank. Up to now, these projects are not functioning because deliberately refused or delayed to install power, and they are not adding any value. The loans, we are paying interest, but they are not functioning. You failed to do your job. I don't know what explanation you can give as to why you refused to install power in these projects. They are around 57. This is where these projects were installed. Honorable Chair, I want to know, because I have been perusing through this document, which he told us and he has been telling us to follow by table 9, but unfortunately this document has no tables. I don't know whether the tables were left out. But there is a project in Mukono which was running, one in the other sub-counties, but there is one which was running from Mukono municipality through Champisi. There are areas around Kasai where people were compensated, but the power never went there. I have constantly been complaining through one of your officials called Winnie. You must be aware about Winnie. People were compensated, they are complaining, but power never went there. Who ate that money? Which, and finally, Honorable Chair, Mukono is just here in Kampala Metropolitan. We want to know, because this table is missing, I wanted to know, in Mukono, which is in Kampala Metropolitan, I can give you a simple example around Namawojolo, which is even on the main road. Just behind there, the whole area, many villages, they're in total darkness. We're in Kampala Metropolitan, people in Karamoja are getting power, people in Irukunjiri are getting power. For us who are in Kampala Metropolitan, we're in total darkness. Not actually, I have just mentioned just those few villages.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Mlima Mayuni of Mukono. Doreen, Mayuni gali meba mu Kampala Metropolitan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm sorry I came in late. But I want to thank you. My name is Doreen Katushabe, representing Lyantonde, woman MP representing Lyantonde. Mr. Chair, in Lyantonde we are 8 sub-counties. And in the 8 sub-counties, there are about 2 sub-counties that have electricity. For the last 5 years, at least there has not been any connection. Because when REA was there, everything was like it has been said. Lines were put, poles were placed, but no connections at all. We have like one sub-county in Diakajula. There is a particular parish that has had a government machine for grinding that is supposed to support that village, I mean the whole parish. But for the last 5 years it has been dormant, not working, because of lack of the connectivity. So my humble request is that at least even the poles and the lines that have been disconnected, some of them have been vandalized. If it would be okay to have these connections done, even these wires or the poles should also be
Doreen, have you mentioned the sub-counties?
The sub-counties include Mpumude, Diakajula, Kashagama, Kaliro, there's Kaliro Rural and Kaliro Town Council. We have Chinuka. We have Lyantonde Rural and Lyantonde Town Council.
Okay. Honorable Feligo.
Chair, for now I'm not submitting.
Okay.
I'll
Thank you.
submit later.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, PS, you've heard from members. You're not going to, I'm not going to give you time to respond to each one. Oh, I have my vice here. Ha ha ha. I had moved because time is against me. Vice.
All right. Thank you, Chair. I am Sarah Lwansasula, and I am the woman representative for Jinja City. I have had several members, and one of them, one honorable, said they have a dam. But of course, when I talk about the city, everyone would think that all is well. Jinja City is comprised of 3 divisions, but in one of the divisions, most of the areas do not have power, and that's the Northern Division. I happen to have visited UEDCL, of course also thinking that because we are a city, maybe it's not anything to do with REA. But I was told that this is REA business. Engineer, I do not know if from the 161 billion you have a plan for Jinja City. Like I have said, we have several areas that do not have power. You can imagine, of course, when one moves through the city, you can think all is well, you're seeing power this side and the other side. But inside there, I can mention some of the areas that do not have power, just for your consideration. We have Kalungami, Ibungu West, we have Chomia East and Chomia East, we have Kagera, Buyala, Bufula, Kainogoga, Isikwe, Nakanoni, Wachitaka. Moreover, Wachitaka is just so close to the main road. So I would like, Ingnia, for you to take up this. And then secondly, PS, I know we are going to meet the other subventions later on next week, but there is an outcry. It's countrywide. There are so many customers or potential customers who have applied, but they have not been connected. And of course, the movement from Umeme to UEDCL has even made it worse. So we have so many customers asking us, what is it? What next? It is worse for pole service or even more than one pole service. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vice. Honorable members, you have highlighted your interests. I've lost a lot of time as a chairperson, but I needed the members to also inform the ministry about the situation. P.S. If all members of parliament sat down and to highlight these ones, their need, I think power has become more of a need than more of a right than a need where we are. I am also privy to the information that you're grappling with funding, especially from government of Uganda. But also we are privy to the information that you have support from the donors. So I would like you to respond to my members in writing. They've told you their problem. Write to them that you know we noted your problem. This is what we are doing about it. And remember, when you receive that, you can tell us when you're planning, because some of their constituencies are in the plans you have, and we are not aware. So check through your work plan, see whether the constituencies are going to be served and when they will be served. But most importantly, I don't know how this government looks at things, but I would have looked at you, if it was the NUP government, would have looked at you very uglily, because you cannot embarrass us as a government. You come put up poles and you run away. It looks so bad, by the way. It's some form of unseriousness. And I want to tell you, during elections, the Prime Minister came to my constituency. Because she had nothing to tell people, she told them, the reason why those power lines are not done, it is because you're elected in Samba, meaning me. So the Prime Minister, imagine if a Prime Minister of a country would have come and say, we are working on this line, the state is this and this, she could also not find a proper reason. She would also give the flimsy reasons of what we say when we are taking our marwa. That it is because of so and so, but the problem is wider. And I really want to think it is, one of the members said we need to meet the contractors, the former contractors of RARE. And Clerk, I want to begin with that meeting on Monday. We're beginning with it, we give it 1 or 2 hours, we listen to them, we see what it means and where we are going. Madam PS, I want to end there on that note. We've wasted a lot of time there, but to progressively there would be the same issues that would come from this, your members that are on this committee. So I think we've chewed it. We provided the information to you. See what you can act about it. respond in writing about their issues so that we save time. I know Abdon and the other engineer are itching with the responses, but I may not have the luxury of time. Now I want us to move to the day's menu. And the day's menu, where's Isma? Are you ready with the information about the submissions? We will end with it. Okay. Now let's move into the audit reports for the two projects that we have today. We have Europe. We also have Scale Up. Like yesterday, honorable members, we have two colleagues. We have 4 colleagues who are going to take lead in this. You can always chip in for clarification. And Honorable Alan and the Honorable Wanyama will lead us on the front of financials. Then the Honorable Frederick Angura and the Honorable Feligo will lead us on the issues of the other audit queries. Honorable Alan, are you good? We can start.
Yes, Chair.
Before you start, I would like the PS to confirm that she's ready with her team and they are ready to respond to the audit queries on the two projects that we highlighted. Auditor General, there are so many projects. Where is the Auditor General? We have so many projects, many reports you did, but we do not have the time to deal with all. We picked out a few. The rest we shall take them by the responses they have provided. PS?
Honorable Chair and members, we are ready to proceed with the projects. And the documentation was shared. I think this is where we focused most. So we have responses to the Uganda Rural Electrification Access Project Europe.
It looks like this, honorable members. You have a copy? Check. Check with the documentation you have. Today, responses on Europe are looking at the document which looks like this. The other one is?
Today it's in white. Then we have responses to the report of the Auditor General for the Electricity Access Scale-Up Project.
Where is that one? I don't have a copy.
Clerk.
Honorable members, can you kindly flip it so that they can see it? No. I'm saying this is for the first one.
Europe.
Europe. Now, clerk has it here. Okay, fine. If clerk has it, it's okay. It's okay if you have it. Let us first deal with this one. When we deal with this one, we shall have the other one. Honorable Alan.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to take lead in this. For record, Alan Atugonza is my name, Member of Parliament representing Bulisa County. Chair, before we proceed, I wanted to get some clarity from the accounting officer in regards to what was the grant for this project, tagged 2. In most of the projects, before they give you a grant, they specifically give it to you in maybe with a condition. So I wanted to know what was this grant condition to. With that, what about the grant was 11,200 euros. Yeah, 11 million, sorry, 200,000 euro. Then there is also the government of Uganda contribution of $9,355,000,000. What was it meant for in this project? Before we proceed, we want to get, members need to get that clarity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Just to put it in context, So this particular project was support from the Africa Development Bank. And the total project cost was US dollars 121.41 million. And in terms of the conditions, the key conditions were largely to do with way leaves acquisition, where the government of Uganda had to ensure that we are compliant to aspects of social safeguards, but also we made a commitment as government of Uganda to ensure that we have a biodiversity offset, meaning that we had to demonstrate restoration of a number of areas in terms of the social safeguards. So in terms of the specific amounts, allow me quickly invite the project accountant to speak to the 11 million euros, the grant, and the 93 million Ugandan shillings. Mr. Enoch Kawase.
Use the microphone.
He's going to clarify.
Please pass over the microphone, this other microphone. There is a mobile microphone. Pass it over. Kindly move that microphone. The wireless is, that one is working? It's not working.
Hello. Thank you very much, Madam PS, and thank you very much, Chair and the committee. The grant mainly was for procurement of the connection materials, and we also used it in the UMEME supervision of works. So it's basically procurement of materials, and then it also funded the works bit of it as per the statement. Then for the bit of the counterpart, if I may speak to the numbers, like
about materials, you mean transformers? You mean what?
Connection materials. In connection materials, we have they are called meters. Then we have the cables.
Can you break down the budget quickly of the 11.5 million euros?
So Kawase will be supported by the project manager, Mr. Samuel Bishop, for the breakdown.
Quickly. Isn't it what you wanted?
Thank you, Chair and PS. The euro 11,205,000,000 was meant for procurement of connection materials, where we procured 87,500 meters, and also procured the solid.
Are you breaking down the budget?
Yes. The cost of the meters was about 3.5 million euros. Then we also had the Solido cables. Those are the wires that cost about 3.8. I need to have the specific breakdown. I focused more on the outputs.
Do you have the project document?
Yes.
Can you go to the project document? Because money cannot just appear there without a purpose. Isma, how much is that in Uganda shillings? So that Ugandans from Kanu can be following?
I have a soft copy.
Are you the project manager?
Yes, please.
For how long have you been the project manager?
For 9 years.
9 years?
Yes, please.
Okay. Kindly break down. Maybe you're still looking for information. Please Please, Honorable Alan.
Yes.
It looks he's not ready to answer that one.
Yes, let him confirm that he said there were 8,500 meters which costed 3.5 million for that grant. That's what you said, Bishop. Chair, maybe he can't multitask.
Kindly continue. It looks like he's still looking for information. He is when he leaves the document and he goes to his phone.
Yes, because
just know he's looking for, and I don't have much time, Honorable.
Because what a Ugandan would want to know is how much would this meter cost him. According to you, each meter was bought at $400, $412, which is 1.5 million. I don't know whether that's correct. Are you accounting officer? Maybe.
Allow us to quickly cross-check the unit cost of that meter. We didn't come with the breakdown to the unit cost level.
Accounting officer.
You know, PS.
Yeah.
This is what happened yesterday. And it looks very bad if we are going to move like this. And I mentioned that these are the projects that we are going to talk about. Unfortunately, in Parliament, we are not limited it only to question about what the Auditor General's report. Okay? That's why we ask about other issues. Somebody who has been managing a project should know that I received 11.5 million. You said how much money is that? About how much money? $11.5 million. That's euros.
Yeah.
About 50 billion. Project manager, you do not know the 50 billion for what purpose it was given to you.
Chair, I know the purpose.
That's what we were asking. Yes. What was the purpose of the 50 billion?
The purpose of the 50 billion was to do connections on the existing grid.
And we asked you to break down the budget.
Yes, yes.
And that's where the problem is. Honorable Alan, can you continue without that information?
Chair, of course, not well, but it's okay.
You can move.
One I wanted to,
when he's ready, he will let us know.
What I wanted to emphasize here is, if you use 3.5 million euros for 8,500 meters, 8,500 meters. That's what 87,000. Okay.
87,300.
Okay. Then we'll need the cost of a meter. Then we'll continue, and the solido. So maybe with that information, can you go on the counterpart funding? What was it meant for? The $9.3 million.
The allocation on the counterpart funding was mainly for compensation of the project affected persons and the support to biodiversity offset project, where I was supposed to offset and say plant trees on the project. So mainly it was compensation.
And the way we are going to move, when he says us that, you tell us that this amount was for compensation of project affected persons. This tune was for this, and this should be information of head.
Chair. Yes, Chair. When you go to the report of Dr.
Wanyama,
in the same area.
No, I'm with Alan. Hold your thing. I'm with Alan. Yes.
Chair, since he said you guided well, and I'm expecting him maybe to give us that information because it's very important for the committee to proceed. However, I want us to go to.
Can you break down the you called it what, counterpart funding? The budget was, just to break down.
9.335.
Of the 9.335, how much was for PAPs?
Chair, you'll allow me just some little time to have that breakdown fully from the financing agreement, because I had focused.
You didn't move with it?
But 99%.
99% was for compensation.
This, the other cost was like 1 billion.
Okay.
Very tremendous.
Thank you. I wish Abdon, you answer like Abdon, eh?
Yeah.
Like that, then we move. Please continue.
Chair, why I asked is because of the PAPs now. Now we know where you got the money to clear PAPs. And that's like 34 billion. So I would request that we go on page 9
of the Auditor General's report. Honorable members, you have the Auditor General's report. We are on page 9. Europe. Europe is...
Is this one?
It is 1.
Pardon? Page 9? It looks like...
Honorable Alan?
Yeah, page 9 of the Auditor's General's report. It gives us a table, which is table 5. And on that table, it is showing the number of PAPs which were paid. In fact, verbatim, it said number of PAP approved was 34 billion, meaning it's matching the $9 million equivalent in shillings. Then PAPs paid were 40%, which is 14.6 billion. PAPs unpaid is 20 billion. This brings us to a question. If you go now to the report, the financials themselves, on page 9, your financials on page 9, your statement of financials.
On page, on finance. Members, we are on financials, page 9. Financial statements of Europe, page 9. It is part of that report.
You can call it cumulative statement of receipt and payment as at on 30th June 2025. It's like an annex in the auditor's report, on the auditor's report on our copy. There is a statement like this. Like this. 7.0.
It is stated like, what is the statement?
Cumulative statement of receipts and payment. That.
No.
Yeah, it's page 12, yeah. Page 12, okay.
It's page 12, eh?
Yes. Chair, it looks like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, on that page, the accounting officer, you'll see counterpart funding for government. On the side of revenue is 17 billion 293,000, 17 billion 293 million 954 653. Now, when you go on the expenditure side, you will see it being consumed, the whole of it. And that really rhymes well with your report of counterpart funding in the financing agreement, disbursed, and the balance. Now, our question would be, you have used this money. In your table I've just read on page 9, it shows you used 14 billion. Now, here in the cash flows, you are showing you have paid 17 billion. Where is the variance, that difference?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 billion Ugandan shillings. I will invite quickly Enoch to just clarify on this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam PS and Chair. Ideally, counterpart funding does not only would not only involve only the compensation of the PAPs only. The other activities that were also incurred in the process of compensation. For example,
Enoch.
Yes, sir.
He asked, what was the purpose of counterpart funding? Did you hear the response from Abdon?
Yes.
It was what?
Compensation and biodiversity.
What did the Abdon say? 99% of it was for compensation of, was he right?
Yes.
Was Abdon right?
Yes, he was.
Why do you then want to divert from, because now you've started the politics. Now tell us the truth.
Chair, it's not politics, but what I'm trying to respond to is, in the financial years, there are facilitations of teams to go to the field before the collection of the values of the PAPs. So ideally, those operations, or those we call them
Operational funds.
Operational funds. Yeah. At the end of the day, they add to the figure that.
Now you move like this. You move like this. You tell us that you know of the 17 point. Is it 17 point what? 2?
17.293, Chair. 17 billion.
17.2. You move like this. Tell us of that. PAPS received this, then our movement received this. That's how we are going to move. You tell us, you don't explain. You know, we are bigger politicians. When you go into politics, you will not manage us.
Thank you very much, Chair. Let me invite you to page 16 of the financials.
Yes.
Those lines under 10.4, transfers received from government of
Page,
Uganda.
you said page 15?
Page 16 of
16.
the financials.
Yes.
Page.
Of the financials.
Page 16.
Transfers?
10.4, transfers received from government units. That is counterpart funding, in bracket counterpart funding. You realize that in there, this is line, the second last line before the total, you have compensation to third parties. Those are the PAPs. That figure there, the 5.7, the 5,722,336,944. That is the money that directly went to the PAPs.
Out of
the total of out of the total counterpart for the financial year was
okay, you move like
8
this.
billion.
How much was counterpart funding during the financial year? Total?
The total was 5 billion. Sorry, the
total
of the
counterpart funding
was 8 billion 753 million 106,736. But of this money,
so what about the 17?
It's a cumulative figure. 17 is a cumulative over the period of the project.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Not only last financial year. The figure for last financial year that was for counterpart, when you look at the cumulative.
Okay, let us first deal with the cumulative.
Yeah,
I think his question on the cumulative.
Yes.
Yes.
We need the cumulative. Explain the cumulative. Because when you explain the 5 billion,
yes,
and now you will not achieve that. Because we are asking about the cumulative. We want to know how much was for PAPs. Assuming the government counterfund funding is meant to settle PAPs. So
and remember, you said the project closed.
The project closed, and the engineer had said 1% was for those operations, then the 99% was for counterpart funding. So we are basing on that, at least to have some figure to rely on. So help us, give us the exact figure to rely on.
Through you, Chair, I would request that since this is a cumulative figure over the period, and counterpart funding includes even the facilitation of the activities to enable compensation, at the moment I am not in position to extract specifically the money that goes to that went to
just
the
go to the accounts. Here we don't talk stories, you talk accounts.
It's a cumulative figure over the years.
Exactly. You can still, over the years, there is information relating to what you're talking about.
So I think the request he's making to quickly go through the accounts and pick for the previous years.
Maybe, Chair,
Which I
through
think is
you,
a fair
Chair, let me maybe now expand it. Chair, I have with me the parliamentary committee report when they were looking for this funding. In this report, rightfully so, the accounting officer said the funding was 121,405 USD. In this breakdown, which you people have failed to give to us, there is project administration and management. And from the accounting point of view, that's where that supervision and everything fall. Now, that was 3.8 in total with audit and others, 3.883 million US dollars. So I would expect if you are, the team is going to the field, an accountant will have to tell us, these are the account codes to charge, not now the RAP part of it. So maybe we need some to hear from you, accountant.
Have you understood it, sir?
I beg your pardon, sir.
Okay. With me, I have a breakdown from our team, which breaks down how the budget for this project. You have a budget line called project. Okay, there are 4 budget lines. Component 1 is grid extension and last mile connection, which was which was allocated 104 million US dollars. Project administration and management has project supervision and management $2.4 million. Audit services 158 thousand US dollars. Operating expenses $1,315 million. Then 3, technical assistance and capacity building, $358 million. ESMP stroke ESMF stroke ARAP and tree planting, that's now the counterpart financing I'm talking about. It is $9,355,000. So the explanation you're giving this committee is that part of this RAP money, which had a clear budget item, and the operating expenses wasn't part of this because it's already budgeted for and given $2.4 million, is you are charging operating expense from the RAP money. That's what you are telling this committee. Can you confirm that? And if yes, what did the $2.4 million do? Which was meant for operating expense?
Yes, can you confirm that that is correct before he answers?
Honorable Chair, in the design of these projects, indeed, we do have a component of project administration and management in terms of the operational costs of running the project implementation units, payment of wage and non-wage.
Thank you. Do you agree that counterpart funding was meant for RAPs?
Now,
project affected persons.
What we can clarify is because when we are doing the resettlement action planning, they are associated activities to this resettlement action planning. When we are doing the RAPs, we have to, of course, undertake the valuation, work with CGV, go through disclosure. These might not necessarily have been under project admin costs as originally designed. But as part of the RAP, we must execute it, and we most likely, and we can confirm, these $2.44 million, we'll verify, must have gone to those associated activities for the RAPs. Because usually you can't predict and estimate exactly what you're going to spend on these RAPs. So it must have been the field-related activities to support the execution of the RAPs.
As the accounting officer, do you know how much the project closed? Do you know how much in total? How much money was spent on project affected persons in total?
In total, you, Right Honorable, we can give that quick breakdown, and that's the 17 that we wanted to quickly categorize. And by now, Kawase should have that figure.
Kawase, do you want to
the
answer?
The project manager has it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. To clarify on the figures, yes, the project had 4 components under the financing. That's the works. There are 4 categories. There's works. Then we have services where we have the project administration. Then we have the operational costs, and we had ESMP. Now, the ESMP and RAP services, that's the GOU component, the $9.335 million US. So the operation, the project administration and management was mainly financing consultancy services. That is the supervising consultant. We also had feasibility studies for future projects under the same financing. Then the other component went to works and goods.
I missed your name. Your name is?
Engineer Samuel Bishop.
Engineer Samuel. Do you have the Auditor General's report?
Yes, yes.
Can you read on page 9? Read on page 9 below the table. Kindly read that statement by the Auditor General. Page 9, below
the table. The delays in compensation of PAPs was attributed to the failure by government to avail counterpart financing in a timely and consistent manner. Notably, the bank granted a no objection for the utilization of uncommitted loan funds amounting to US $3.6 million for compensation of PAPs.
And that in total, Uganda shilling 3.6 million is total how much?
About 12.6 billion.
About 12.6 billion.
Yes.
When we add it to 17.2, is that, am I correct? It goes to a total of how much?
29, yes.
A total of how much?
29.7 billion.
29.7 billion.
Yes.
That was available for compensation.
Yes.
How much did you compensate?
27, about 27 point.
No, you read the table 5.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. That part of our clarification and response to this query, GOU contribution towards compensation was about 14. The total amount that went towards compensation of PAPs, that is the 15,096 PAPs that were reported in this report, mainly utilized the GOU counterpart financing that contributed about 14.6 billion. Then the
engineer.
Yes, please.
Engineer.
Yes, Chair.
I've done the simple mathematics. The simple mathematics is you have 17.2 from GOU, Government of Uganda. You have used 12.6 from the donor.
Yes.
That gives you an opportunity to have 29.7 or 30, thereabout. Now, in table 5, PAPs paid is 14.6. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And you here explain that the other money goes into, they said that it goes into advanced team. So do you want me to believe that the 16 billion went in advanced team and you're only able to pay 14?
Thank you, Chair. At the time of audit, that's by December, we had not utilized the financing from the African Development Bank, the 3.6 million US dollars. But I'm giving an update as of the status. At the time of project closure, that's by 31st of March of this year, we had spent a total of about 27 billion on compensation of PAPs.
Engineer, don't confuse me.
Yes.
Alan, come in.
Okay.
Come in.
Yeah. Here, today, just now, they have laid this document before us. We assume this is an updated financial position of this project since it has closed. On your page 2, page 5, you're still stating, in fact, you've reduced on the percentages. On page 5, table 5, this document has been laid to the committee just today morning. You are still giving us the same figures. But even the auditors are saying the last audit was in June 2025. I don't know. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, the 27 is for when? Because auditors would have captured that. And if you had an additional statement or adjustment, you would have brought it, you would have included it in this document. Maybe you have not seen it. Can you just help us locate it, locate what you're telling the committee?
Before you come in, to make my question well, but you see the simple logic. The auditor was able to know that he used the 3.6, and that's why he captured it. Now, it does not rise for you to say at the time of audit we had not used. You can't say that because the auditor captured it. If you had not used, he wouldn't have captured it. So confirm that the 16 billion went for your team, and I need to know how many people you used to assess RAPs.
Thank you, Chair.
And answer Honorable Alani's question.
Thank you, Honorable. One of the queries from the Auditor General was under absorption, where in the audit report they queried under absorption of about 13.8 billion. So that the under absorption was exactly the 3.6 million US dollars that had been transferred. So, and at the time we mentioned when we were responding that amount would be utilized within the remaining financing period. So that was under absorption, that was not used. So by that time, the money had been transferred to the account, but it had not been spent.
Chair, Engineer Bishop, under absorption can't apply here. This is $3.6 million. They have authorized you, the bank has authorized you because you have a challenge with cash. Meaning the 17 billion which was disbursed by government of Uganda had been used up. And you are rightfully showing it to us in your financials on page 12, whereby you have income of 17 billion and equally expenditure of 17 billion. We were intentional to ask you on the side of expenditure, the 17 billion was used for what? Engineer Dom helped because you, I don't want to use the word failed to avail it to the committee. He said roughly 1% was for operational expenditure, then 99%. Now, which percentage? I see you shaking your hand now denying what you said on record. Can you tell us which percentage was for PAPs and which one was for what you're saying of operation or something?
The 1% I'm talking about, there was a component of afforestation, which is one
tree planting.
Tree planting. Yeah. That's 1% that I'm talking about, but then, not operations.
Then PAPs? PAPs?
1% was for that tree planting. The rest of the money were for compensation.
Now,
you are saying the same thing different.
Honorable Alan, they've gone back to lying.
Mr. Chair.
Abdon, when the PS said here, was said operational. So tree planting is operational?
No, I didn't mention that.
Tree planting is operational?
Chair, I didn't say 1%.
No, kindly get serious, Abdon. We were looking for how much was operational and how much was for PAPs. And you came in, you said 99% was for paying project affected persons. Isn't it what you said? And the operational was about 1%. Now we are bringing back the figures. You're saying what? Tree plant. Honorable Gahima, you have something itching you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
On counterpart funding.
Yes. In my view, I am seeing a lot of dishonesty. And maybe we shall be guided. sometimes these people need to take oath before submitting their what? Submitting their responses. One of them indicated that he highlighted cumulative figures for this particular project. In my view, this is a disclosure which does not negate you to do your end of year fine accounts. And the figures we are asking for are supposed to be in the financial statements of the year that was audited. But you are trying to confuse us with your disclosures of the cumulative figures. So to bring out cumulative figures, you are trying to disclose the progress of the project. But for that particular financial year, you are supposed to tell us how much was spent on the project affected people, specifically and from your own accounts.
Thank you.
That's number one. Number two, I understand you operate using chart of accounts. And chart of accounts are very specific and clear. So mixing administrative costs with the project affected people, it really confuses me. So confirm to this committee that you are using your own creative accounts other than legally provided chart of accounts that should be able to help you separate these expenditures and give us appropriate information other than trying to meander, confuse. We really need to move by the legally provided chart of accounts in respect of project accountability.
Thank you. Honorable PS, I really don't want to put you people on oath. I don't want it. Please don't force me. Please. How you'll force me is when you continue with not telling the truth. It's something I wouldn't want. Honorable Angura.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, this audit report as submitted in accordance to Article 163(4) of 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, I forward herewith audited financial statements of the above-mentioned project for the audit ended December 2025. So take note of that time. But also, Chair, when you look at page 9,
are you on counterpart funding?
Yes, yes. I'm on counterpart funding.
Yes.
The provision of 3.6 was to support you manage the PAPs. But now look at the management response that was given that time. Management stated that the budget challenges have greatly affected the PAPs compensation, but through bank reallocation of uncommitted donor funds to RAP budget, compensation of RAPs is ongoing under lots 4, 5, 11, and 12. More engagements are underway for financing the outstanding obligations to avoid similar occurrences in the future projects. RAP costs are proposed for consideration as part of loan financing, which will address the potential reputation risk of government projects. So here, you responded actually by requesting in the near future that we would be seeking financing once from partners to include even counterpart funding to deal with the RAPs. So in this case, what literally we are looking at and considering here is this 3.6 was provided by the time the audit was being done, not by the time you're winding up the project at the closure of the project. So in this case now, our challenge here is 12 plus 17. How much was used for PAPs? Because here it tells us 40% is what had been paid.
Thank you. Thank you much. PS, I want us to leave that matter, but just take note. You utilized 16 billion. You utilized 14.6 to pay PAPs out of the available funds of more than 29 billion. So you need to explain to that. You'll show us, among the things you show us, how the other 16 or 15 point something billion was utilized. You, in your office, was it by movement? You're going to show us on that. Honorable Alan, proceed to another matter.
And before I proceed, I want to thank you for that observation.
Yes.
Exactly. Going by what they gave us in their statement and the auditor's report, the 3.6 makes 12.6 billion. Meaning now, if you had compensated only 14 billion to the PAPs, you have just scratched the government counterpart funding of 17 billion from government with a difference of 1 billion. You still have 16 billion to account. And remember, this is just 50% of government counterpart funding. That leaves this committee confused. There is something not adding up. Yeah.
So, project manager, kindly, we need that. PS, no, actually, you're the one responsible for accounting. Now that is another money to account for, and you want to explain something about it?
Just 1 minute, Chair.
Please.
Thank you so much, Chair. The African Development Bank approved the utilization of the funds, and in February 19th, we opened a special account in the bank for the ERAP. So after opening the account, the funds were transferred. But by the time the financial year closed, because for PAPs, even after getting Chief Government Valuer approval, we do not proceed to acquire payment details when we've not confirmed funds. So when the funds were availed, we picked the payment details for PAPs. But by the time the financial year closed, that utilization on the 4 specific lots that had been approved.
Would you like to make a submission on that? That's what the chance I've given you. I've given you the chance, and through writing.
Okay, please.
As for me, for now, whatever you're explaining does not add up.
Okay.
Because the auditor found out that you had 29 plus billions before you, and you utilized only 14.6.
Thank you, Chair.
Any further clarification detail, I've given you the chance to do that. As for now, what we are recording, you are unable to account for that money. Okay? If you have a chance, you have a window for you to write to us and say, this is the truth, then our auditors will look through it and confirm whether that is right or wrong. When it is wrong, we will not come back to you. We will just make our statements. Honorable Alan, move to the next query.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, again to the accounting officer, we just want to get clarity from you. Why do we have too many extensions in this project? What happened?
Specifics about the extensions and which ones those were, I'll still invite the project manager to speak to them. Bishop.
It is simple. The man wanted to still remain the project manager.
Thank you so much, Chair and Honorable Alan. Just like we've highlighted, one of the challenges that affected the project was the compensation of project affected persons. And as part of the financing agreement, that was a government obligation. The project would not close unless that component was fully expended. Then the next one was the connection of last mile customers. When we procured materials, the project provided for procurement of materials, and the contractors would do installation under the loan financing. However, the biggest portion of that connection was supposed to be implemented within the Umeme service territory. And Umeme challenged us that as per their concession agreement then, the responsibility of last mile connection was supposed to be for Umeme to do. So through continuous engagement, we engaged the bank on that aspect. requesting that they put a waiver so that we hand over the materials to Meme in their concession area to connect like they had done under the grant. However, that was not granted, so the discussions went on until when UEDCL came on board, because for the components where we had UEDCL, the few connections, about 25%, UEDCL allowed and contractors connected. So when UEDCL came on board, the contractors remobilized and implemented also those last mile connections. So the two key deliverables informed that. And though the compensation has not fully been concluded, because the project was going on and on, after engaging through Ministry of Finance, we engaged the funder. One, they allowed to allocate us additional financing to support the current compensation utilizing the funds on the loan. Then the remaining PAPs, because we still have PAPs on the completed projects who have not been fully compensated. So we also requested for additional financing that will come in as a loan, as also with part of the next subsequent project to support that component. So we still have about 32,000 project affected persons who are not covered within the project. Thank you.
Chair,
yes.
Did I get him well through maybe that you are going to ask for additional funding, which is coming in as the loan for the same project? Did I get you right?
To support the remaining compensation.
Now, this brings us to two questions. One is you have told this committee that you did close the project then because PAPs were not paid. Now, you have PAPs who are not paid up till now, but
and
you have
the project closed.
But the project closed. That is one. Two, we still have, in the accounts, we can see some balances right now, as we'll see in your financials. But you are coming for another loan, I hear. That I really want to hear more about that if Chair allows.
Yes.
We'll clarify how the additional obligation on the PAPs arose. Commissioner Abdon.
Yeah, Chair and members, it's true that we completed lines ahead of time.
Abdon, is there money on account on this project?
This one has to answer.
Thank you, Chair. As per the audit report of June 2025, the disbursement on the loan had been only 92.47%. But after we had an additional, the project was closing on 31st of March. So we have...
Is there money
about
left?
200,000, yes. 200,000 US dollars.
200,000 US dollars.
Yes.
How many PAPs can it compensate?
Oh, wow.
How much have you applied for the new loan to compensate PAPs?
For about 7.6 million euro.
Why did you go for a loan instead of pleading with the government? Because the reason for counterpart funding, the budget was by government of Uganda. Why didn't you apply or request government of Uganda to pay the balance?
Thank you, Chair. Of course, for all the steps we've taken, we've been engaging the government of Uganda through Ministry of Finance. Even for phase one, out of the 9.335, up to the end of the project cycle, like you clearly highlighted, we received only 17 billion. So, which is about $4.6 million of the component that had been provided for. So, because we had the challenge of closing the project, we engaged the bank and requested for utilization of the funds that had not been fully committed through the procurement process. We had the balance. We utilized the 3.6.
Because you know what that it means, eh? Mm-hmm. There is a project agreement. Government of Uganda was supposed to bring 34 billion. They only brought 17 billion. The people who are supposed to be compensated are Ugandans. Instead of you working hard that government allocates more money, you chose to apply for how much? 3 point what?
7.6.
7.6 translates to how much in Uganda shillings?
About 29 billion.
Whom are you paying? Chair, really. Chair, let me support you on this.
Just 1 minute. Yes,
we have, as you have rightly said, the bill for PAP was 34 billion. Government of Uganda committed to clear the 100%, the 34 billion. Government of Uganda was not in a position maybe to do it. They first advanced $4.6 million, which translates into 17 billion. The donor authorized you to use 3.6, which is 13 billion to cover the gap. You're still telling this committee you still need 30 billion to do what? What changed?
Yes, then he responds.
Chair, thank you very much. I wanted to bring this to the attention of the committee that the report we're examining is as per 30th June 2025. This project closed 31st March 2026. Implying after giving out this report, we had 9 months. Therefore, when we are coming up with these queries, we want to have a conclusion. 30th June 2025, certain thing was identified, certain queries were identified by the Auditor General. In the 9 months, by the time we closed, how far have we gone? For example, by 30th June, we are supposed to have 153 connections. But 30th June report indicates we had only 54 connections.
Hold your fire. We are still on counterpart funding. When we finish, I'll come back to you on connections. Okay? PS. He has given us another wonderful information. And here it is. You had a budget of 34, about 35 billion for PAPs. Government of Uganda and the donor raised about 30 billion. Engineer, I'm correct?
Yes, yes.
In actual sense, you may be in need of about 5 billion. You're telling us that the new loan that you have applied to cater for counterpart funding here is 30 billion. CID, are you around? Kindly pick interest in this one. And I need to know how far you go on it. Okay? That implies that you're going to go and investigate the PAPs in this project, because then this is serious. And I'm sure what they've done is to increase. PS, tell us how it increases from 5 to 30 now.
Honorable Chair, when we are doing these way leaves, we keep validating these PAPs, working with the CGV. Allow me invite the project manager to clarify on what that validation has returned.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, PS. The report of the Auditor General as of 30th June highlights the number of PAPs approved for payment by CGV as at that particular time. So, out of the number of PAPs and assessments that had been done, out of the total number of PAPs who had been assessed, CGV had approved for payment, meaning at that time other reports were still with CGV for approval. So the discussion and presentation of the 34 reflects to the 37,000 project affected persons who had been cleared out of the assessments that had been done under the project. So the project has had 11 lots in various districts, and as of to date, the total number of affected persons is 61,134.
I knew. Certainly. Now the project closed, it is expected. But it's okay. We can end it there.
Yes.
CID. We need. I don't know whether you can easily give us information on that. We will discuss on how you're going to move.
Chair,
because then this is very serious.
Chair, this is very serious. Now, this audited report here we have, you know, when you say percentage and you say 37,000 is 100%, then you come to the committee and you say they are more. It requires an investigation for real, Chair. We find it very funny because...
Alan, let's move to the next query.
Chair, I'm being informed this additional amount was was confirmed working with CGV after June 2025, the financial year of audit. So it was a work in progress.
You know, PS, for us, it becomes difficult for us to understand that you had a project since 2016. The project was moving, and you're discovering project affected persons at the tail end of the project. It doesn't make sense for us. It will not make sense for us unless a proper investigation is done. We may not be able to comprehend. We can't. At the tail end, the project is closing. This is when you discover new project affected persons. It can't make sense to us. PS, kindly understand us.
Secondly,
we'll provide the information.
Secondly, PS, the Auditor General is giving us purposely. He's saying PAPs processed and ready for payment. PAPs not yet processed. So whatever number would have appeared here, if your argument is to hold. Okay. Chair, I want to move
Please
on.
continue to the next query.
One comment.
Yes.
PS and your team, are you aware that you cannot start a project when you have not handled and paid all the PAPs at least up to a 75% level? Because I'm wondering, the number is more than doubling. If the PAPs are now 61,000 as you are stating, and the original PAPs were 37,000, that's almost double. So does that mean you started using people's land when you have not acquired even above 75%? That is issue number one. Issue number two.
Not using land. They started the project before they identified the PAPs. Just identifying.
Just identifying.
Is it true?
75% must be known and they should be addressed.
Thank you, Honorable.
The second issue.
Is it still on PAPs?
On PAPs?
Yes.
I'm seeing in the expenditure on the PAPs. And there is a component of environmental impact assessment as expenditure on part of the counterpart funding in the annexure. Is that right? Is that right?
Biodiversity.
The environmental impact assessment.
EIA.
So when was that done? By the entity before the project started, or you are now doing it at implementation of the project?
Thank you.
We need to be clear. The Environmental Management Authority requires that it must be done before the project is started.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you want to answer that quickly?
Yes.
Then we proceed to the next one.
On the status of the environmental management plan.
Thank you, Chair and PS. The project requires that we undertake E&S audits to monitor progress and compliance on the environmental safeguards. So a consultant, because the counterpart was to cover the ESMP and RAP. So the E&S audit was part of the deliverable under the counterpart financing to audit the compliance of the project on safeguards aspects of the project. Thank you, Chair.
Chair.
I want to move to the next query. Honorable Angura, I will give you the next query. Let's make progress.
Chair, on the question I had asked, because I had moved on, to do with the extension of this project, I would request that they provide us with evidence from the bank, with no objection from the bank for the extension of this project. Those many times you extended the project.
You'll submit that to the committee?
Pardon? No, I'm coming. The query was about the PS to clarify why they extended the project those many times. Secondly, I think you know, PS, by extending the project, you are holding onto the resources, and we are paying. Government is paying because of that. I wanted us to go to page 9 of your financials. That is the statement of receipts and payment for the year ended 30th June 2025. In that, the project spent, are you there? PS. The project spent on program cost, employees and other program
Chair,
implementation unit.
A quick one, Chair. A very quick one.
You either raise on a procedure and
Chair,
don't just grab the microphone. No.
I tried, but
you tell me procedure. You tell me yes or no.
Chair, a very quick one. I have a lineup of several people who were affected by the project in Mukono. There are over 50. As a matter of following up, I need to know the contact, the office we need to contact for these people to be.
Is that Europe? Which project is it?
The project which they know the project which was under Kasai.
Honorable member, we are dealing with Europe at the moment. You will reach out and find out which project is being implemented in that, then they will respond. Kindly continue, Honorable Allen.
Yes, I was talking about the program implementation unit on page 9, that 1.6 billion, 1,611,191,693.
Honorable members, are you on page 9 of the finances? Yes. Are you there?
Chair, this informs why this project was being extended. You rightfully said maybe the project implementation unit didn't want to go home. You can see clearly the variance. With that, salaries were 1.6 billion, and the project cost for the last financial year, which is in the subsequent column, 2024, was also 2.3 billion. Similarly, during the year, the project spent 2,005 million on consultancy from the 10 billion the previous year. You get the same report, 4.0. Consultancy to 2,087,509. That movement there from 10 billion of the last year. With all this on human capital, look at the exact amount going to the project itself. In 2025, it's only 3 billion.
So they used the 3.6.
Yeah.
As 3.6 as employees?
No.
To implement 3.1.
Yes, to implement 3.1.
Engineer? Yes. You know these MPs.
Chair, on a similar note. On the same table?
Yes.
Yes, Chair, on the same table, you look below and look at other operating expenses. Other operating expenses.
On the same table?
Yes.
Page 9?
Yes.
Other operating expenses?
Yes. Counterpart funding.
This is counterpart funding.
Funded by counterpart funding of 8,753,000,000. Maybe can we have a table to give us a breakdown of this. What were these other operating expenses that took 8 billion shillings?
Now, not to lose Honorable Alani's question, PS. You have staff that are being paid 3.6 billion human capital to implement 3.1
for the project.
For the project, how does it augur to you that you keep somebody in office to use more money than what Ugandans can get? How does that happen?
Honorable Chair, you will note that in that year we were closing this project, so there are some fixed overhead costs that had been running through the entire project. For example, the accountant as we close out. So towards the tail end, it will appear that these fixed costs are higher than the project costs. But it's because we are closing out, and many of these we are now winding them up as part of the project closure. So that will explain that mismatch. But if you go back, you will see that, of course, at the peak of the project, it made sense. But as you wind up, you start closing out and winding contracts.
Honorable Alan, I think that's a satisfactory answer. Are you happy?
Not really, Chair. I think this calls for the ministry or the project to share with us maybe the payroll, to share with the committee the payroll, then two, the activity program, maybe how, because I can see some overspending on this budget line. I don't think and it's intentional, because in the electricity scale-up project, you have a very good table you have given us in your financials, which is showing budget and actual. But in this one, information is, you are mean with your information. You have not given us a budget vis-a-vis actual expenditure. So I would, through you, Chair, maybe they need to avail us that. Then, Chair, on the same note, page 9.
Before you go to another one, Honorable Angula raised something to do with the counterpart funding, and my assumption is this is what was paid to project affected persons. Is that so? Am I correct? The 8.7 and the 5.7. Am I correct?
Honorable Chair, partly because we committed to give you the breakdown of exactly what contributed to this expenditure. Yes.
But you already gave it somewhere here. That's why I have some little knowledge about it. Somewhere you had a break. This is 5.7. Okay. Please,
we can get a schedule to that.
Before we proceed, Mr. Chair, in respect of what the PSA submitted in response to what Alan had asked, when you look on the preceding year of 2024, you can also realize
on page
9.
Yes.
You can also realize that they used about 13 billion on human capital vis-a-vis a project of 32 billion. The ratio of human capital to the real scheme is significantly over and above. It's almost 50%. So in her submission, she should clearly indicate the beneficiaries of this consultancy fees and the key staff, the benefits that accrue to the key staff of the project.
Thank you. Thank you. Confirm that yes, that these human capital employees, consultancies fall within the project as the project was conceived initially over time, because we are going to ask the Auditor General to give us information on the entire project report, so that, because I'm seeing a situation that more went into human capital than the actual project money, the project cost. Yet there was a project conception that such amount of money as was read by Honorable Allen would go for operational costs.
Chair, to know that this was really serious, they didn't stop on that. Look at the same table 4, page 9. You look at the total expenditure of 15,591,511,387 as total expenditure. Out of that total expenditure, you can see the component of program cost vis-a-vis capital budget. The total cost, the total program cost, which is human capital and others, took a lion's share of 12 billion, whereas the actual work, the project and the scheme took just 3 billion 139.
Thank you. They've taken note of that. Can we then proceed to another one?
Yes.
I'm trying to run through. Yes.
Kindly interest yourself in this.
Yes.
And the team. Counterpart funding, as we read more, because we have just got these documents today, you see other issues which become a little confusing. Go back to page 9 and see the other operating expenses as counterpart funding, which is 8.753 billions. Are we there? And the note that is explaining that clearly is note 10.4, which is on page 16. Finally go to page 16, members. The project description and the categories of expenditure were clearly indicating that they had operating costs and program support. Now, when you see the distribution of 10.4 and you see allowances, because that is the total of the 8.753 whatever billions, that column. But the first figure is allowances. Allowances to who? That is operating costs in any project. Should not really be on our counterpart funding, because that was purposely to compensate the PAPs. When you go to the next one, workshops, meetings, seminars, information and communication, welfare and entertainment, all on counterpart funding. To me, Mr. Chair, then it means that the funds were not actually expended for the purposes it was intended.
Indeed. I think we reached that conclusion where we saw they spent more on those ones you're trying to highlight versus the real...
The compensation of PAPs.
Exactly. Honorable Alan, take us to the next.
Yeah, the next item, Chair, maybe we'll go to the cumulative disbursements of this project.
Page?
That is page 5.
Page 5 of the Auditor General's
Auditor General's report. Chair, on this, there is table 1. Table 1 is showing us expected total disbursement as per the financing agreement, then the actual disbursement as of 30th June 2025, and an undisbursed funds, which shows 92% disbursement. Chair, maybe we need, the accounting officer need to tell the committee what is the status of the undisbursed fund of the 7.5.
You want current or as of the audit?
Now it's still as of the audit, because now I'm looking at the audit.
At the time of the audit.
The audit, yeah.
Yes.
So what is the status of this 7.5 undisbursed fund? Then,
Honorable Alan, be clear.
Okay. I have a number of questions.
The auditor has told you,
yes,
that by the time of the audit, undisbursed funds was 7.5 million
dollars.
And now you're asking a status. Is it as of today?
No. Maybe it would be good to give us both. Then even now, but now is better to know what the money has done.
Okay.
Because you insisted, me I expected maybe they would come with 2 reports, 1 as per the audit, 2 as per the status now. Then we get to know what's happening. Maybe this money is somewhere in Bank of Uganda. We need to hear from them.
Okay, maybe for now, unless they have the information off cuff, as of today, probably they've not audited.
Okay.
There is no audit report for the current year, but let us keep ourselves within the limit of the audit.
That's what I was asking, but your question triggered my extension now. I thought, but it's okay if we keep ourselves within the limits of the audit year. Now, I'm asking about the $7.5 million. Maybe I can ask for all, because also cumulatively, there is a donor fund on the grant in the audit report, the same audit report. The financing agreement is talking about 11,200,000 euros, and 10,950,654 was disbursed, and there is undisbursed of 254,346 euros. So we also, the question remains on the same. We want to know.
Honorable Alan, you've left us.
I've left you on page 6, sir.
So
on page 6.
Move with us.
Okay.
Move with us. Say when you move to a page, you tell us I'm on this page, on this document.
Okay.
We don't want you to come with your other documents and you read them here.
No, sir.
Yeah, you
Chair,
move.
Chair, that's page 6. I'm still on page 6. Then we also have counterpart funding from the government of Uganda. We have discussed this. But the financing agreement obligated the government to contribute $9.3 million. Out of that, according to this audit report, $4.6 million was disbursed, and we have undisbursed 4.690, which is a 50% disbursement. So we also want to know about the status of this disbursed fund. But to sum it up, Chair, if we go to the accounts, to the financials from the ministry, it's page 12.
Accounts, page 12, Auditor General's report.
Not now financials, say on the
Auditor General's report on the page of financials. Are you there, members? Page 12 of the financials.
The cumulative statement of receipts and payment as on 30th June 2025. On that, are we there, members? On that, you can clearly see that the entity received 10,950,654 million euros, and it was all expended down. Again, the entity received Government of Uganda counterpart funding of 17 billion 293 million. Government of Uganda counterpart funding, that's table 7, which was also expensed. However, the FD loan account reveals the accounts, the entry received 146 million in the USD AFD loan. You can see that figure? Now, out of that, you can imagine, in the auditor's report, we have over 92,469,000
on page 5.
On page 5. On your report, page 1. in the auditor's report is page 5, depending on which document you are using. On this document, it's page 1. The auditor is reporting that the amount which was disbursed was $92 million, whereas from the bank or from the donor, whereas here in your account you are showing it was only $65 million which was disbursed.
PS, so PS confirm that you've seen that because you signed these accounts.
Honorable Chair, we've seen, we are looking at the figures.
You're moving with him, eh?
Yes.
Because you're highly responsible. You even signed these accounts.
We are following.
Yes. So Chair, would maybe the committee is interested, accounting officer, to know what happened to the difference of $27.3 million. That
65.92. The accounts you signed are showing $65 million from African Development Bank. And here, actual disbursement as of 30th June, 92 million. Let's begin from there before Honorable Alan asks other questions.
Let me, the project manager and accounts and accountant on this project, just speak to that. Specifically, Kawase Enoch.
The works contracts that we have with the contractors, they had, actually all of them had two currencies. They had the US dollar component, and then they also had the UGX component. If you realize, these are cumulative amounts. Now, we pay the invoice in the currency that has been requested. So, ideally, you have some invoices that were dollar invoices. That is what culminates into the 65. And then you have the UGX invoices. So for the cumulative figures of those invoices that were paid to the contractors that were in UGX, that's how you come to the 129 billion. But ideally, the loan is in the total.
That's how you come to the 92.
Sorry?
Don't confuse me.
So the 65, the 65 are the total US
I was following you.
Yes, Chair.
Because you had taken me to say that on this table, on page 12,
yes,
I am seeing what you're saying, that we have the cumulative figures. Some are in US dollars,
yes,
others are in Uganda shillings.
Yes.
Yes. And the question was, on page 5, you have the cumulative figure to be 92.
Yes.
US million dollars. Here, in FDB, you're having 65. So move us properly and make sure we arrive where you want us to go.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. The contractors that were on the project.
Some are paid in US dollars?
Not some. Their contracts have both a USD component and a UGX component.
Okay.
But the total loan is a USD. It's under US dollars.
Yeah.
So ideally, the cumulative figure that you are seeing, each of these columns, that's why you have the grant, the USD, the invoices paid in USD, then the invoices paid in UGX. So that is why you have those in euros are the costs on the grant.
Yeah.
Then those in the USD are the invoices that were paid in US dollars. Then the UGX cumulative are the invoices that were billed in UGX. So ideally, the 125 will be 129. That is now
29. Yes.
The 129 will then be divided by the rate of the US dollars.
It's translated to how much? It will not then be.
Sorry.
Because by the time you came up with 92,
yes,
you should have converted this. 129 translated into how much?
I need to compute that. Sorry. But
the accountant can help you. Are you the accountant?
Yes, yes,
Eh?
yes.
Please answer. Because that is how you make us arrive. Honorable members, you see what he has explained. He has explained that the project, the payment, the invoices they pay are both US dollars and UGX. That's why on one hand they have the US dollars and on the other hand they have the UGX. So he needed to make us arrive by saying the 129 billion you're seeing translates into this amount of US dollars. That's what we added to the 60. That's the kind of... where are you going that side, sir?
Yes, sir.
You go there, and I don't want to speak for you. Because you're turning me a member of...
But Chair,
yes.
The source could have been clearly stated in the document. Otherwise, if the source is not clearly stated in the document, it could be an import.
Do accountants provide the source? Do you? Of the table? I think he's talking about the table. Source of information.
Yeah.
Yes.
The source is already they have signed.
They've signed. Once they've signed, that is the fact.
The
Now,
accountant have signed.
my friend, conclude on that.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Chair, I did.
I meant when he makes his report, the funding, the component of the 65, where he's saying it's partly in Uganda shilling and partly in US dollars. When it's in Uganda shilling, he could have stated clearly that it is a translation. If we are to compare, to make it arrive, to make us
Honorable
arrive.
Alan, can you help our colleague?
Yes. Let me hope. Let me hope that's what you're saying.
Gentleman's response.
Yes, I know, because he seemed to be coming from the same. Do you agree with him? Is it the conversion and everything?
Yes, the conversion, and there is actually they are not down on that same page.
Now, what's your spot rate? Which spot rate did you use to get to 92? Yeah.
No, I don't want to go into the rate, but he must know how much the 129.6 translated into.
That's the spot rate.
Abdon, I'm not going to give you this, my friend. You're going to lie. Because you want us to move.
Some question.
Abdon, you're going to lie. The accountant is still now making the mathematics. Yet at this level, these are matters, because it was as easy as you telling us that, this translated to this. Even when I tried, you're still adding. Honorable Alan, do you have something else to ask on that?
Of course, Chair haven't been, he has not responded.
He is not responding. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. Chair.
Chair, can I make some comment?
Can I continue with him so that we can make progress?
Chair, maybe the audit also observed that there was a low absorption of fund during the year, which he was trying to raise. And in that, we wanted to know, because if you look at table 9 of the financials, or page 9 of the financials.
Page 9?
Yeah. Chair, you realize that we have an opening balance. Page 9, yeah? Yes. We have an opening balance of 652 million. Are we there? Table 4?
Uganda shillings.
Uganda shillings. 652 million Uganda shillings. With that, there was an addition, money received of 28.8 billion Uganda shillings in the same financial year. So it gives us a total revenue in terms of that year of 29.48 billion. But only 15.591 billion was spent. That raises a number of questions.
Yes.
And that
you comprehend the question?
That gives us cash in the Bank of Uganda of 13 billion seated. And when we are addressing the issue of PAPs, you say there was no money. Before that, let me ask, why the accounting officer, why the delay of connections when funds are available. You have money in the bank seated, 13 billion. Somewhere you are talking of memory refusal or something for part of this money.
Honorable Alan,
yes.
Some small speed, eh? Okay. Because now you're adding two things. You're saying money is available. And to the tune of how much?
13 billion 907 million.
Accountant, can you confirm that?
951,468.
Can you confirm that? Oh, he has taken you in a high speed.
No, it's okay. Many thanks, Chair. Now, the 13.907 billion. Oh, apologies. The 13.907, the 13 billion 951,468 is inclusive of the $3.6 million that was given to us as assistance to payment of the PAPs in Lot 4, 5, 11, and 12. So that is about 12.6 billion of this 13 billion was used to pay PAPs in the period after 30th June 2025, and that money was spent.
Chair, maybe I don't know whether will end. If that is true, specifically if you used this money, yes, 3.6 to pay PAPs,
yes,
I would request you to go to table 9, and I want you to use your calculator to deduct page 9, yeah, table 9, page 9, table 5.
Page 9, table 5.
Yeah.
That is table 4.
Statement of receipts
of the financials.
Not the financials. Page 9 of the auditor's report.
Page 9 of Auditor General's report.
Yeah, that's where the 3.6 is.
Yes, clearly
yes,
ask your question.
Now we are converting the 3.6 to 12.9 billion. Now, just deduct that from the amount you have paid, if you want, and the 17 billion you received from government. Really, I don't want to tell Chair, because Chair, this should go on oath. We want to know the breakdown of the 17 billion. Chair, that is very important, I'm telling you, because this money is coming from the bank, 3.6. Now they are telling us they used this money to clear the balance in the bank on the almost after the audit. But government of Uganda gave 17 billion, which was meant, according to the project document, to cater for the PAPs. Here we are, they are still going to come back to look for more 30 billion for the same item. Chair, identification of PAPs is done at the inception, before the project. I mean, it's not at the tail end. There is a lot of money. This is a big difference in this project item or budget item. This needs to be investigated, Chair, with all due respect.
But we requested them to give us an update.
Yes, what I'm rejecting is that the 3.6 is going to reduce the cash at bank as per June 2025.
Accountant, he's not satisfied that the 3.6 is going to reduce?
Many thanks, Chair. Like my project manager was earlier on explaining, the 3.6 million US dollars was not paid in the period ending June 2025. The project had an extension to 31st of March 2026. So the expenditure of the 3.6 million is going to be seen in the closing financials of this period. And that is what my project manager was explaining on the PS earlier. So ideally, part of this 13 billion, 13.9 sits the 3.6 million US dollars, which we converted to about 12.6 billion.
Okay, Honorable Kahima, you had something?
Chair.
Honorable Kahima, you had something?
Excuse me, Chair.
Chair, something.
Honorable Kahima?
Yes.
I don't know whether this is Mr. Davis Warugari.
Enoch Kawase.
The accountant, you're talking about the accountant?
Okay.
Project accountant for this particular project.
Okay.
But the head of accounts is here, Dr. Bargahad.
So the accountant is trying to say when they converted this money, it was about 12 billion. Am I right to see to
12.6, about 12.6.
How much?
The 3.6 million US dollars.
Yes.
Given by the bank to facilitate PAP's compensation.
Yes.
Translates to about.
Can you use the microphone?
Be on record.
Yes, the 3.6 million US dollars translates to about 12.8 billion.
At which interest rate, exchange rate? When you which exchange rate? Because in my
you know
I believe
because it
Yes.
gives an exchange rate.
I'm with Honorable Kahima.
It gives an exchange rate of around 3,300.
Yes.
And really, which year was this? When we look at the exchange rate report, Bank of Uganda report, which year was this? It means that there is a lot of creative accountability, because the exchange, I have never seen exchange rate of 3,300.
It was there some time back.
When was this?
Mr. Enoch, how much have you provided for foreign exchange loss? Is it, you call it loss? How much?
There was a gain.
In this case, Chair,
There was a gain.
there was a gain. The previous year of 2024, there was a loss of 47,724,782 in foreign exchange. But in this year that we are talking about, there was an exchange gain of 13 million shillings. So at what rate?
So this means, Mr. Chair,
Allow me.
Mr. Chair.
Let me finish with this matter of exchange rate, Honorable
that's what I want to
Wanzala.
comment about.
Let him finish, then you come in.
So when we make a gain, when the exchange rate
has fallen down,
has increased, vis-a-vis the spot rate at which money was disbursed to us. So in this respect, there was a gain. So really confirm to this committee that in this money there is no creativity that is embedded in this. Oh yes, Mr. Chair, really this needs a serious investigation, because there is a lot of creativity in this report.
Enoch.
Chair.
Yes, Chair.
Before you come in, Enoch, let me have Honorable Wanzala.
Thank you, Chair. Members, allow me comment professionally on the exchange rate
Tell them that you are an accountant.
to enable them understand how the banks treat their exchange rates. The exchange rate, as agreed in the communications, is always communicated in the project operational document and at times in the financing agreement. And it is from that exchange rate of that time that you will be able to experience either the gains or the losses. And if you don't use that exchange rate of the project operational document, you might fail to explain your figures. So to me, we need the project operational document to look at the moment we see the exchange rate there, it will communicate quickly what we are trying to trace.
The rate was 3,700
In the financing, in the
project conceptualization.
Chair, let it come from that team.
Now he might, the way Enoch is behaving, he may not give you that, but I have the information here. Enoch, you remember what the honorable colleague asked? When you get 3,700 and you multiply by 3.6 million, you get how much? That's where Honorable Kaima was going. 3,700. But do you agree that it was 7? Engineer, do you agree it was 3,700?
Thank you, Chair. Maybe just to clarify.
Do you agree?
I don't agree to.
How much was it?
At the inception, because for the project, when we were confirming the contract.
No. At the time of the $3.6 million.
At the time of 3.6,
when
the bank
you
approved,
negotiated the 3.6.
Yeah, it was 3.7 at that time.
Now, Enoch, it has been confirmed.
True. Many thanks, Chair.
Respondent Honorable Kaima is saying you're converting at 3,300. Where is the difference? And he wants me to institute an investigation on that.
Thank you very much, Chair, and through PS. When we submitted the request to African Development Bank for this assistance, yes, it is true, we used the 3,700 rate while we were asking for that money. But it so happens that this money came in later. They transferred directly to the special account. So the rate at which it is transferred, the rate at which you, because our PAPs, we pay them in UGX. They are not in dollars.
The rate at which it was transferred?
Exactly. So we received the 3.6 on the account.
And at what rate?
We received it because it was dollar. It was dollar. So we received
at what rate?
At 3.7.
Uh-huh.
But for us to be able to spend, we now transfer it to the operational account, which is in UGX.
Agreed.
So that is how we lost the.
You are indicating a gain.
But in your accounts, you reported a gain.
You reported a gain.
Yes. Through you, Chair, thank you very much.
So what is not right? Was there a gain or was there a loss?
The money that sits on the special account is not only the 3.6 million US dollars. There are other operational, the payroll cost amount also sits on the same on the special account. So ideally, at the end of the day, it affects the movement. But like my PS requested, we shall provide the reconciliation, and the Chair let it go on record. No money was misspent. This one we shall adduce the evidence that you.
So no money was misspent. So you're misinformed the committee. Now that you had a gain at 3,700 at 3.6, you get how much?
13.6. 13 point. You get 13.3.
So Enoch, you're speaking of half and you misinformed the committee about the 12.6. That's what brought Honorable Kahima. Could you have misinformed us? Could you have made a mistake?
Chair, we shall adduce the further evidence because ideally, when you're transferring the money.
Because you know why these arguments are coming in.
True.
I asked 3.6 translated into how much. It is you who had knew the figure and you said 12.6.
Yes.
This is senior 6 member.
Yes.
Because these members of parliament are senior 6. Then he said, when you multiply 3.6 million times 3,700, it is not 12.6. The senior 6 member. Now he said, are you lying? And that's why you were here fidgeting. Had you told the truth, that you know I cannot estimate that, probably wouldn't have been here. Spending another 30 minutes on the argument of how much, when the rates, you are the accountant, the rates are known by you. And you take us in this discussion, because I cannot move without him being convinced about his question. Honorable Alan,
actually,
can we make progress?
Chair,
I thought we had dissected your issue.
This progress, I want Enoch to agree. Let me explain now from accounting to a layman about this issue. Chair, on this, from this document, audit reports also from their financials, these people have told us that government of Uganda was supposed to give them 34 billion.
You've gone back to something.
No, I'm bringing something because there are two options. We are going to get
Alan,
to that
don't
one.
move like that. Don't go back to accounting.
It's not because this one, verbatism, I want to show you there is money which is not being accounted for.
Yeah.
Chair, there is money which is not being accounted for. Why I'm saying this, if you look at the 14 which was paid, plus the 3.6 we are talking about, which result into 13 billion, the total is 27 billion. 27 billion, when you deduct it, that's why I told I'm going to explain to a layman. 27 billion already paid. When you deduct it from the 34, the obligation which the ministry, the project had.
Why are you calling it 27 when it is 30?
Okay, I just, I want them, okay, if you say 30, then the difference
because
is
it's 17.2?
Yes.
Plus
now the difference would be 4. I would expect the money from World Bank, which you're saying we paid from now the closing balance for after the audit, plus the money which government of Uganda, which you used, which you used from government of Uganda, which is 14 billion. We expect you to be telling this committee that only 4 billion is owed.
Honorable Alan, you're taking me back.
No,
we left that room long ago. Kindly go to the next
3.6. Okay.
They took note of that long time ago.
It is about the $3.6 million. But anyway.
Go to the next audit query. If you're done, I move to the next person.
Yes, okay.
I don't continue moving in circles.
Okay. Chair, I think I'm done.
You're
with
done?
My part.
Honorable Frederick, please raise the audit queries issues quickly.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Alan.
Thank you, Chair.
And I enjoy it when I have people who know numbers on my committee. Makes me strong, right? P.S. You've enjoyed it, right? Thank you. Honorable Frederick.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. Chair, 6 procurements worth USD 143,800.
Can you move us to which page are you talking about, sir? Or which document?
Chair, I'm on a scale up, and this is...
No.
No.
On Europe?
We have not crossed?
No, we've...
I thought we had closed.
Please don't cross yet. We are going to cross. If you're not ready, yes, I can go to Ferrigo.
Let's move.
Ferrigo,
I'll come back.
As he prepares, because for him he had already crossed.
Yes.
On matters procurement, like Ferrigo.
Yes.
On Europe.
Chair, you told me we would talk about connections after this financial analysis.
Yes.
By the time of audit.
And I enjoy it when you move me by the audit query you're trying to address.
Yes, Chair. Page 9. Page 9, there was that summary where by the time of audit we had 54,000 connections out of 153.
Page 9 of what?
When you go to the audit report, not the financials.
Audit report.
Page 8.
Page 8.
Yes.
Yes.
The auditor observed that out of 153,000 connections, 54,000 connections had been made. And that was 35% of the target.
Ferrigo.
Yes, sir.
I enjoy it if you move with my members. Point to the query and say the query is this one raised by the Auditor General.
Chair, under absorption of funds.
Your Page 8.
Page 8. The audit observed that instead of having 153,000 connections, only 54,000 connections had been made. Which
Yes, on paragraph 2, yes?
Yes, which is 35% of the expected connections. And that was 30th June last year. 9 months later, the project closed. I was interested to know, by the time the project closed, how many connections did we have? Not ready for payment. I needed that reconciliation.
Okay. Yes, is there something else, Honorable?
Yes, Chair. For now, I can first get those responses.
Honorable Frederick, are you good to go?
No, Chair, I'm on the next one.
Okay. Honorable members, Honorable Wanyama, anything? Honorable members, anything on this? Okay. PS.
Thank you. And to address Honorable Ferrigo's issues, he's my area member of parliament.
Hey.
He doesn't know.
Oh, really?
Emeritus.
Hey. Okay.
So on the status of connections, we want to report to the committee that all the connections were made, but he was specific on the numbers, and I will invite quickly the project manager to give us the movement at the time of audit to the time of closure of the project.
Thank you, PS. Thank you, Chair. On the aspect of connections, it's the 54,000 households that were not connected as of that time, and those were the connections out of the total. The 87,500 had been done by then, and these connections, once the contractors were mobilized, they went on ground and made connections, and by project closure, about 137 connections had been implemented. Yes, the 54,000, we did about 50,031.
I beg your pardon, sir.
On connections, out of the 100, out of the 54,000 connections that had not been made, we connected 50,071 connections and handed over the materials to the service provider to complete the other connections because the project had to close.
That is as of when?
As of 31st
March.
Yes.
Because when you look at 2.12, I think where that's Feligo is looking, you're talking about Auditor General identified that out of the 141 planned customer connections, you had only done 98,000.
Yes.
And then the 87,500, it was under Umeme.
Yes.
Yet there was a query that Umeme stopped you from.
Yes.
So how can you explain that?
Okay, thank you. The 87,500 that were implemented by Umeme were mainly under the grant. So the grant financing had that 87,500 connections implemented by Umeme because that's what the grant agreement provided for. However, for the loan component of connections, the 54,000, that's where Umeme did not allow, because for that, contractors were the ones to do the connection.
So by June last year,
yes,
you had a problem, because here we are seeing 98,000. That's what the auditor is saying, that by June 98,000 connections had been implemented. That's where they leave a balance of 54,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's what the Auditor General identified. So now you're submitting to this committee that all the 54,000 connections were made.
50,271.
Out of 54?
Out of the 54.
So you failed to get about...
Mr. Chair.
About 3,000.
At first he indicated that out of the 54,000 unconnected people, they were able to connect 50,031. Am I right?
I made, that was wrong, but I confirmed the actual number. It was 50,271.
50,200.
50,271.
71
of the 54,000.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So these ones are already connected.
Yes.
Is it verifiable when we go on to the ground?
Sure.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Please respond.
Yes, so Honorable Chair, on the compensation issue, I'll quickly invite the Commissioner to walk us through the process. CGV approves, but there is a whole process of collection of documentation to aid the final payment that explains the PAPs that were unpaid at the closure of that financial year. Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair, and through PS. The process of compensation, first of all, you identify the PAPs who are affected by the project, then you value. That's a process. Now, when you value, you may use a consultant, it may be the project team, then you invite CGV to verify. So when CGV verifies, he says, okay, this is a number of PAPs, and these are the rates for each PAP. Now you have approved compensation reports, and he submits in writing. This one I have approved. That's step one. Now you have PAPs, but you have not paid. But when you are going to pay, you go back and find out which account am I paying this person. It could be account, it could be mobile money. Then you need an identification of that person, ID and something. So when you do that exercise, now you are ready to pay this PAP because you have all the particulars that require you to pay this person. So that's the process that we go through. So once you have that information, I pay you.
Okay, I want to conclude this meeting on Europe. And I just want to pick the confirmations that you're confirming that all the 11 lots were completed. And all the, you said the connections are 100 in total, 130 something. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You've also said that you have a big number of unpaid project affected persons. Now we need a list of those that were paid to satisfy ourselves, and those. Since when did this man start hiding? He comes and he hides like that. I don't understand. This termite eater, he should come near there, Honorable Rico. Come. Hey, even yesterday he came and he hid himself. So we conclude by saying we need that list, PS, of the project affected persons and the amounts. Please don't include the new ones because we will not recognize it. That one you will submit to the CID as I requested. We will move with these ones as they are here. These numbers. Because the project was conceptualized, the project was implemented, and the project was concluded. It is not at this juncture that, and honorable colleagues, take in interest when that loan comes. We reject it with the utmost effort possible. Because then we will be encouraging, as members of this committee who knows. So we will need that list, PS.
Okay.
Honorable colleagues,
before you conclude,
we are done with Europe. I'm going to give a break of 5 minutes. 5 minutes. In those 5 minutes, please don't go away. There is a lot in scale up that you need to know. There is a lot in scale up that we are going to deal with. Honorable Wanyama is going to lead us in scale up, and my brother who had already flipped to the other side, Honorable Angula. And after 5 minutes we return here, PS, we can ease ourselves, we return and work on the scale up, then we call it a day. Thank you so much.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
What if accessing government services became